unmuted us. Yeah. Very professional, obviously. Hi guys, welcome to Open the Vaults. This one is called Psychic Awakening 2. Faith and Fury, Manny and the Slug. Yeah, so guys, look. Faith and Fury. It's all about the fury there. The faith is pretty pants in it, bro. I mean, come on. The fury is better than the faith in. Especially in this book.
People weren't so keen about the chaos in the rumors and stuff like that, were they?
People were more psyched up about the Black Templars.
Yeah.
Everyone thought Black Templars were going to be obviously just as good as all the other Marine chapters.
Yeah.
I don't really see it personally. I don't think so. I think the Fury's better. Hi, Neil. By the way, so he says hi to me. He doesn't like you.
Neil.
I love you too, Neil.
Good luck in the UK Championship.
Yeah, good luck, bro. Good luck.
You got this. Back-to-back wins.
Hey, Dan Bates. No, don't hey Dan Bates, bro. Dan doesn't deserve it. He tastes swiggy. So, guys, flick through. There's a nice bit of artwork on the very front. Who cares? Who cares?
So just this is going to go down like a lot of our videos. Is basically I've had a flick through and gone, oh yeah, that's pretty good. But then Manny has just sat there and studied it for like a ridiculous amount of time than what I'd like him to do. I'd rather because I flick through it and then go and get some work done, and he just sits there and reads it over and over again for hours on end, not getting any work done.
Yeah, I like this combo. Dan looks at it and then goes and does his work, and this is my work. I love it, guys. I think it's brilliant. So, yeah, here we go, guys. Adeptus Astartes. As if Marines needed any more buffs. So this is before the Black Templar bit, bro. They just thought, you know what? Before we even start on Black Templars, let's just make normal Marines better first.
Yeah,
because obviously they needed it.
Well, you've had You've had like a month and a half to memorise your like 4 levels of rules that you've got now. Like all your stacks and your buffs. You've had your time to remember all that now. So now it's time to take it to the next level.
Yeah, basically. You learn the basics of Marines, what makes them okay in the meta, and now it's just like, these are like extra things, right? This is what you add in when you get to tournament level. No, Marines have always been bonkers now, man. Since the book came out, they've just been head and shoulders above everyone else, right?
It's just they can draw from so many different books, right? And now this is just another one.
You know what it is? I think the biggest thing is doctrines.
Yeah.
I genuinely think it is. I just think that every legion, every chapter has like one specific doctrine which just works amazingly for them.
Yeah, do you know, I always thought adding -1 AP to your guns, I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's quite nice. But it's probably still worth souping in. But once you play it on the table, and then like all these things become have an extra -1, it makes such a huge difference. And I have to admit, it's made me think about Mephrit more for Necrons.
Oh, for Necrons.
Because I always thought, Mephrit's a trap. And I always went with the, I can't remember what they call it. No, not Cytec. The auto... Nihilak, the auto 6-inch advanced ones. They were always my favourite ones. They're what I've always played. But after seeing what a difference -1 can make...
Jason's onto something.
Yeah. Maybe Mephrit's actually badass.
Yeah, I think they are. I think the extra -1 is brilliant. But I think you've got to... The brilliant thing about the Necrons Mephrit one is it works on everyone.
Yeah.
So your Doomsdays with their -5 become -6, and literally no one gets a save in the game and stuff like that. And then your Warriors become -1 or -2, is it? Because they're already -1.
Yeah, they're already -1.
Yeah, so they become -2. Your Tesla becomes -1. So it works on everything.
Yeah.
Which is the thing with Marines. I think the reason why the chapters are so good is every army revolves around a certain one, right? So, like Iron Hands, all of your guns will be heavy.
Yeah,
You'll try and make as many of your guns heavy
Yeah.
to take advantage of that. Raven Guard, you'll try and make as many of your guns assault and rapid fire to take advantage of the -1 for the tactical doctrine.
Yeah.
So I think every army has their one, and I think the doctrines is what makes them like the top army, right? So, guys, first of all, let's start off with Masters of the Chapter. That's what Marines got in this. They only got one thing, but it's called Masters of the Chapter.
Yep.
And what it's supposed to do is signify the heroes in your army that are specialists in their field.
Okay.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
So, like, your chaplain is like the Uber chaplain. That's why he's a master of the chapter.
So you can one of each of the characters you can upgrade to be a
Yes, yeah.
be a
You can only
better
use the stratagem. They're stratagems, and you can only use them once per battle.
Right.
So you can only upgrade one of each character.
Yeah, okay.
But it does cost a CP for every character you do as well.
Okay. So you can do it to you can have like a really good lieutenant and a really good chaplain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A really good tech marine and stuff
Oh,
like that.
okay.
So there's loads of cool stuff, guys. Oh, what's going on over there? Hi, I'm the Mad Meme Meister of Middenheim. I like square bases.
Okay.
We like circle bases.
We just learned something about Redbird.
Oh yeah, he's had too many of these. But no, guys. So let's start on it. So you've got like chapter command, which is what makes, like, I think that's the stratagem that makes each of them. Oh no, they're called Master of Sanctity, Master of Forge, and stuff like that for the different fields that they're in.
Yeah.
But each one has got the stratagem to make them.
Mm-hmm.
Then they've got a warlord trait, and they've got some relics.
Right.
I think there's 2 warlord traits to pick from and 2 relics to pick from for each guy.
For each guy?
Specifically, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. Right, yeah.
So they're pretty insane.
God.
And then, on top of that, guys, chapter litanies. So as long as your army is Battleforged, and this is the key thing, I was reading this, right? If your army is Battleforged, all chapter chaplains, including named characters, in a Space Marines detachment, other than a Super Heavy Auxiliary, no litanies from their respective chapter. This is in addition to any they know, so long as every unit from that detachment is drawn from the same chapter. So, guys, if you have an Iron Hands chapter, then there's 6 new litanies in here, guys. 6 new litanies, 1 for each chapter. So you've got a White Scars one, an Iron Hands one, Ultramarines, Imperial Fists, Salamanders, and Raven Guard. So your chaplain will know
You
this.
just know it. You don't have to choose to take it.
They know this one in addition to the one you give them.
Oh, no way!
And then you can just choose to use whichever one you want.
I did not notice that.
And
That's
successors.
really cool.
The reason why there's no Crimson Fist one is Crimson Fist one gets the Imperial Fist one.
Oh, so successors or
Yeah, because look, it says here, and they specifically did it in that way. Look, for founding chapter keyword, if your chaplain is from a successor chapter and the aforementioned requirements are fulfilled, so everyone in your detachment is from that successor chapter, they know the appropriate chapter litany from their founding chapter.
Ah, awesome.
So,
Jesus.
yeah, I mean, and they're good. Like, they are good litanies. They are
Yeah, I'll be honest,
not
I
bad.
kind of opened that and went straight to the White Scars one.
What's Battle Force? Can you make an Astral Claws Battle Force?
Astral Claws.
I think they're
they
a
the ones
chapter,
on that
16
poster?
chapter.
Are they the ones we were looking at the other day? The blue and red
Oh,
ones?
they might have
Were they
been.
Astral Claws? I can't
I'm not
remember.
sure.
We know we've got a poster up in the shop, and there's an
an Iron Hand successor chapter.
Iron Hand successor chapter
And
fighting
Ultras.
alongside,
They're
alongside
blue.
the Ultramarine.
Yeah, they're like blue here, red here, then blue there, and red there.
Yeah, they got a red claw.
I think there was
Took
something.
us ages to find out.
What is this? Light Horon is my boy. Alex Squares. You're high, mate.
Yeah,
You're high.
Yeah, cool.
But no, yeah. So back to these litanies, they're really good. So the White Scars one. If this litany is inspiring, then when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by a model in a friendly White Scars unit within 6, so it's just an aura of 6, all units within 6, you can re-roll the wound roll. So re-rolling wounds in combat with White Scars is pretty insane.
Good, man.
That's pretty insane. Bloody
So just
Vanguard?
Wow, yeah.
Centurions?
Oh, yeah,
Centurions?
Centurions,
Oh,
aggressors.
man. That's insane. Rerolling wound rolls as well.
Even if you just use him as a smash chaplain, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, use him as a
That's
smash
amazing to go
That's
in.
brilliant on him.
Because he's already like strength 6, right?
Yeah.
Strength 6 minus 3, like flat 3 damage if you're in the assault doctrine. And now he's rerolling wounds.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, wait till you get to the combos, mate. Wait till you get to the combos. Iron Hands then. We have Medusan Fora. Add 1 to the strength characteristics of models in friendly Iron Hands units while their unit is within 6. You just give +1 strength to all Iron Hands.
Oh, that's an aura as well.
Yeah.
Are they all auras?
No.
Oh, the majority of them are.
Most of them are.
Jesus.
Oh my god, I think every single one is except for the Raven God. Obviously. I love Raven God, man.
Raven God are rubbish, right?
No, yeah, everything else are.
Okay then, Imperial Fists?
Imperial Fists, this one's brilliant. If it's inspiring, then when resolving Overwatch attacks made by friendly models in units within 6 inches, you hit on 5s and 6s. You just Overwatch on 5s and 6s.
Is that with an aura as well?
Yep, all units within 6 inches.
Right.
Imperial Fists. So they're the ones who already have the best gun line, and they're shooting as they're dying, and now they're shooting on 5s when you're charging them, with full rerolls to hit. And exploding 6s, obviously.
They exploded 6s, yeah.
Insane. Ultramarines. When an advance roll or charge roll is made for a friendly Ultramarines unit within 6 inches, you can re-roll any or all of the dice rolls. Oh, of 1.
Yeah,
any
all dice rolls of 1.
Why do Ultramarines have that?
Seems strange.
Advance and charges? Weird. Salamanders. If there's litanies inspiring, friendly Salamanders units within 6 inches model can perform heroic interventions as if they were characters. So all of your units can heroically intervene. It's alright. I think the Imperial Fist one's definitely the best one. And then you've got Raven Guard. This one's quite good.
I think Ice Guard is the best one.
If this litany is inspiring, select 1 friendly Raven Guard unit. So there's only 1, but select a friendly Raven Guard unit within 6. That unit can shoot in a turn in which they fell back. If they can fly, then that unit can charge in a turn in which they fell back. Really? That's quite nice, yeah. But I think I like the Imperial Fist one. And White Scars one's a close second, I think. But I think they're the 2 best. Yeah, they're the 2 best. But to just know these in addition to what you've got, I mean, I've had my Centurions, my Devastated Centurions with Grav Cannons and Grav Amps locked in combat before.
Yeah.
And I've fallen back, but I've not had the CPs to be able to fall back and still shoot because it's 2 CP. Just knowing that off the bat is insane. You can just cast that and go, oh, let's fall back and be fine.
Pretty strange, isn't it? To just give them something for free like that.
It's
like,
mental.
Not even these CPs or anything.
Yeah.
Quite strange.
So they know that, and then damn! Don't look at that last comment, Bob Renbird.
Yeah, Renbird. I was kind of on the fence with Renbird anyway, and now he doesn't like White Scars. You're barred.
You're barred, mate. I have like White Scars. That's it. So let's turn the page, and the first guy is the Chaplain. Mm-hmm. So each page looks like this, guys. This is just the Chaplain page. So he's got the stratagem, right? Oh, and this is the brilliant thing. Including in the stratagem, it changes one of their rules.
Okay.
In the stratagem, so it doesn't just say that they can be one of these. It changes one of their rules too. So, for example, it says, use this stratagem before the battle. Select 1 Chaplain model from your army that's not a named character. Until the end of the battle, that model gains the Master of Sanctity keyword and the following ability. Master of Sanctity. So they all say that.
Yeah.
And then they all say you can only use it like once per game or something.
Yeah.
And then it says here, Master of Sanctity. This model knows 1 additional litany from the litanies of battle and can recite 1 additional litany at the start of the battle round. You can only use a stratagem once per battle, and your army cannot include 2 Masters of Sanctity from the same chapter. So you can only use. I think it's every single one of these. You can only have 1 of each special character in your army, but it's really good. Oh, mate, he's crying now because you barred him. Neil, can you skip this treason and get to chaos? I'm coming there. Wait till we get to chaos. Yeah, but that's just. I think that's mental. For 1 CP to just know an additional litany and be able to recite 2 now.
It's huge.
So I mean, like a Raven Guard guy. Now that he knows this one as well, He can just go, I'll take +2 to charge and +1 to wound for my dev centurions.
Yeah.
And then they get charged and they're locked up, and all of a sudden you go, I'll give them +1 to wound and let them fall back and shoot still.
Yeah.
It just makes them insane, right?
Yeah.
So I think that guy's brilliant. That guy is amazing. And then his warlord traits, man. This is the one you want. I think this is the one that every chaplain player wants. Wise Orator. When you roll to determine if a litany is recited by this warlord, you can re-roll the dice.
Okay, interesting. It says if a Master of Sanctity model is your warlord.
You can
So
give
does
them
that
one of the
mean you
following
can't use
traits.
those stratagems in the Space Marine book to give, like, you know, kind of, you can go, oh, this guy's my warlord, but I'll pay an extra CP, and then the chaplain will be my warlord, and I'll take this warlord trait?
No.
Does that rule that out, and it says this chaplain must be your warlord from the start?
Yeah, I believe so, because if you look at the Space Marine book, bro, where the Space Marine book is, I think it's here on this table, yeah, just under there.
Oh, is it?
So you just grab that Space Marine book.
Yeah.
I think it says in here, you get a warlord trait from here when you use that stratagem.
No, it doesn't. The one that lets you take an additional character with a warlord trait. It's the hero of the chapter. It's just a warlord trait.
After 90, you select one Adeptus Astartes character model from your list and determine one warlord trait for it.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be from this book. It can be any warlord trait. Because I used to take...
Oh yeah, look. It is regarded as your warlord for the purposes of that warlord trait. So you could do it. Because it's counted as your warlord for the purposes of that warlord trait.
Okay.
So you can use that. I think you can use that as CP.
Yeah.
So you can use that CP to give him one of these.
Okay.
So he can get re-rolls for litanies, or you can add 3 inches to his litanies.
That's really good. Adding 3 inches as well.
But I think that re-rolling
yeah,
litany
you
is
either
huge.
re-roll your litany,
Yeah.
bonkers, and or you can add 3 inches to it, which is also amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's absolutely awesome.
Like when you're like re-rolling, it's when you're re-rolling your hit rolls, your wound rolls, say with white scars.
Yeah.
So like instead of having to kind of bring guys back, like chain them back to try and make sure you stay within 6 to keep the re-roll wounds going.
Yeah.
With a 9 inches, you can get everyone fighting and still gain the benefit of that.
Yeah, and I think, to be honest with you, if you're running like a battalion/brigade type thing, the double battalion brigade type thing, you're gonna have the CPs to re-roll like one of your litanies, right?
Yeah.
So you're not gonna fail both of them, unless you're like you and you don't believe in your dice. So you're not really gonna fail both of them, and if you've got one re-roll on one of them anyway for a CP, you don't really need that warlord trait. I mean, it saves you loads of CPs over the game, but adding 3 inches and still being able to re-roll one with CPs is huge, right?
Yeah.
3 inches to litany is massive, I think.
Yeah. I think because it says when you roll to determine, when you're rolling to determine a litany, just re-roll it. So it's not like the warlord trait isn't saying you can re-roll one of them. You can re-roll both of them.
Yeah, you can re-roll both of them.
It's massive. You spend ACP to do that. It's going to save you
like,
if you're doing 2 a turn,
But the
it's going to
thing
save you like 4 CPs during
like
the game.
the add 3 inches with the bellowing firebrand. Imagine if your Imperial Fists, all units within 9 can overwatch on 5s and 6s.
Just out of interest,
Like,
if this litany is inspiring when resolving an Imperial Fist unit, that's not Imperial Fist infantry,
just Imperial Fist unit within 6 inches.
just
overwatch.
any unit.
Thunderfires, whirlwinds,
Planes, repulsors,
everything just overwatches on 5 and 6.
Oh man, that's horrendous.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I think if you're Imperial Fist, you're gonna want that one.
Yeah.
And then we've got the relics, guys. Relics of the Reclusium.
Oh yeah. So let's move on if this isn't important, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah. If your army is led by Space Marines Warlord, you can give one of the following chapter relics to a Master of Sanctity model from your army, instead of giving them a chapter relic from another source. Sacrosanct Rosarius. A model with this relic has a 3+ invulnerable save. So you can just give a chaplain a 3+ invulnerable save. Like,
No, you see, I was thinking, I've got a 4-up invuln anyway.
Yeah.
Your character, that's not really that good. Until you pointed out.
he's now a smashling. Like, and he's better than a Chaplain.
Oh no, yeah, the Smashlins.
Oh yeah,
it was the other thing.
It just says Master of Sanctity model only.
Yep.
And the stratagem says select one Chaplain model from your army that's not a named character. So I said, put it on a Chaplain Dreadnought.
Yeah, a toughness 7, like, what is he, strength 16,
Something stupid.
minus something mental, damage mental, and now it's got a 3-up invuln.
Yeah.
Come on, man, that's ridiculous.
And I mean, you've got multiple litanies now, so you just give him the litany, you just give him the +1 attack, strength, and damage litany, and then he does the +1 to hit litany on the Mortis Dreadnought next to him, because he can do 2 litanies.
Yeah.
He can have a 3+ invulnerable save. He can re-roll both of his litanies. Just insane. A 3-up invulnerable, I think, is absolutely huge.
It's massive.
Massive, isn't it?
On a toughness 7 guy like that, it's huge.
Yeah. So then you've got the Emperor's Judgment, which I don't think is as good, but it's when resolving an attack made against a model with this relic, your opponent cannot re-roll their hit rolls, cannot re-roll the wound roll, and cannot re-roll the damage roll. So if you've got any abilities that let you re-roll stuff, you don't get any re-rolls with this model.
Cool.
It's alright. But in addition, when a morale test is taken for an enemy unit within 6 inches of this model, you roll 2 dice and discard the lowest result.
Nice.
So they're always rolling the highest morale.
Yeah,
So it's pretty good, but it's not a 3-up invuln on your guy, is it? So I think that's brilliant. That's really, really good.
Okay.
But let's move on from there. Master of the
That's
Forge.
the most bonkers thing. Like the Chaplain gets the real ridiculous buffs.
Oh no, man.
Is that really? I'm not saying that as a fact. I'm like begging for you to say that because I'm bored of Marines and I was thinking about playing something else. And
At least that guy you take is 192 points, right? And he's got a 5-up invuln anyway. You're giving him a 3-up invuln. That's good. 3-up invuln and a second litany, but it's 192 points, right, for that guy with 2 last cannon shots. Yeah? This guy's 45 points. This tech marine that you add to your army, guys, and you Master of the Forge, you can make him a Master of the Forge for 1 CP, 1 tech marine in your army, but it cannot be a tech marine gunner. No named character and no tech marine gunner, yeah?
Good.
But until the end of the battle, it gains a Master of the Forge keyword and the Master of the Forge ability. When this model repairs a model using its Blessing of the Omniscient, it just regains 3 instead of D3.
Oh, that's
So
good.
it's Pharaohs to 45-point Pharaohs.
Oh, that's easily worth it for 1 CP.
Yeah, that's easily worth it, but yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you give him the relic, Master of the Machine. When resolving attacks with friendly vehicle models within 6, add 1 to hit rolls. Just all your vehicles get +1 to hit. 3 repulsors, 3 whirlwinds, 3 stalkers.
Silly.
Just sit them all in a bubble around this tech marine and go, they all hit on 2s. Every single one.
That's crazy good.
And he's what?
What?
45 points?
For everyone. And because you can repair something 3 and then you can use the stratagem for 1 CP and do it
Repair
again.
again, yeah.
Feck.
45 points, mate. He's 45 points.
Jesus.
So he just repairs 3, gives everyone add 1 to hit, or Warden of the Ancients, add 1 to the strength and attacks of all Dreadnought models within 6 inches. Chapter Dreadnoughts. It's alright, but I think I'd rather take the +1 to hit on all vehicles. And then he's pretty good because you can give him the Mortis Machina, which is a power axe, and it's strength +3, AP -3, damage D3.
Yeah.
So strength 7 -3 D3 with what, a 4-point power axe?
Yeah.
When resolving an attack made with this weapon against a vehicle, if the saving throw is failed, that unit suffers a mortal wound in addition to damage as well.
Pretty cool. And then the
Or
other thing is
add 1 to the toughness characteristic of a model with this relic, and they have a 4+ invulnerable save.
oh, I was
So you can keep an eye on
literally
fire.
waiting for you to say.
invulnerable save on all the vehicles.
I was waiting to go. That's the toughness characteristic of all vehicles within 6.
It's just a better, cheaper size. I mean, 45 points is insane for a +1 to hit on all of your vehicles.
Really good.
What's that all about?
That's crazy.
You take him as Iron Hands, right? And you go, now all of my vehicles are hitting on 2s, regardless of what vehicle they are,
Rerolling one.
and they're rerolling 1s.
Oh, 'cause it's not
So you
good.
don't need to take that 192 points
Before you're taking a chance to go +1 to hit on this,
On
it
the
just
mortis
automatically
spread, yeah.
goes off. and it's an aura instead of one unit.
Yeah.
I mean, why would they do that? If they're making a chaplain do that and they're making him roll a 3 up at the start of the turn that you can fail, why then go...
For one unit?
Yeah,
well.
for one unit. Why then just go, oh yeah, everyone can have it for free?
Because Marines are struggling, right?
It's weird, man.
Yeah, I think it's
Really
bonkers.
strange.
Don't know why they've done it.
Okay.
But that's him. So I think he's one of the most bonkers.
Well, yeah, he's going in my list.
Yeah, he's bonkers.
Yeah.
Chief Librarian.
Yep.
So this is good. He's got some stuff that you might like. Chief Librarian, he knows 1 additional psychic power from their chosen discipline and can attempt to deny 1 additional power. But Psychic Mastery, when a psychic test is taken for this Warlord for the first time in a phase, add 1 to the total. So you can have a Warlord trait where he adds 1 to his first psychic test. And then you have a relic, don't you, when you're White Scars and you can add...
Could you see the cogs turning in my mind then?
Yeah, so you can... I thought you'd like that. You like little threes and fours, don't you? Yeah. So you've got that. But then there's this one as well, and I really like this. This Warlord can generate psychic powers from any discipline that they can know powers from, rather than all their powers from one discipline.
Oh, that's crazy good. Because this is, you know, 1 more, and you can cast 1 more, right? Is that what this is? This knows 1 additional power.
And can attempt to deny 1 additional psychic power in your opponent.
Oh, so you can't cast an additional power.
So you'll know 3, but cast 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But you can pick and choose.
crazy good.
Because then you can have your 2 good White Scars powers.
Yeah.
And Null Zone. Or Might of Heroes. Or just anything you want. Rerollable charges.
Yeah.
What's that? Veil of Time?
Oh yeah, Veil of Time. Reroll your charge.
Charges. And +2 to charges.
Jesus.
That's so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he can just... I think that's brilliant. The relics aren't that good, I don't think. Adding 12 inches to your psychic cood's quite nice, because then it's 20. As far as he denies, he gets +1 to deny.
Add 12 to the range of a model with this relic psychic hood.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's like you
have
Hang
24-inch
on.
range psychic hood. So you're always +1 to deny.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
That's quite cool. And you got the Vinculum Vitae. It replaces your Force Sword. Makes your Strength 5 minus 3.
Libby's not getting combat. That's useless.
Yeah, but if you roll a 6 to wound, it inflicts D3 mortal wounds. Oh, instead of any other damage.
Oh.
Pretty cool. Just doesn't give him a chance for a save, basically. So that's okay. But I like this guy.
Apothecary.
I think he's cool.
Okay.
I think he's really cool. So listen to this. He can be a Chief Apothecary, 1 guy in your army. When this model provides medical attention to a unit, you can re-roll the dice to determine if a destroyed model is returned to that unit. So what's it, a 3+ with a re-roll now?
I think it's a 4+.
Oh, 4+ with a re-roll now to see if he comes back. You can only use a stratagem, blah, blah, blah. And then you got Father of the Future, which is okay. When a model in a friendly chapter, infantry, or biker unit will lose a wound, they get 6 up, feel no pain. So you can just give 6 up, feel no pain to every unit within 6.
Nice.
So that's quite nice. But if they're Iron Hands, then they get a 5+ feel no pain.
Oh.
Because they already have a 6 up.
Yeah.
That's nice. So you put him in Iron Hands Brigade, I think.
Yeah.
And then you've got Selfless Healer, which is the one I like. This Warlord can provide medical attention to up to 2 units instead of 1. And a unit that was provided medical attention by this Warlord can be provided with medical attention for a 2nd time by this Warlord. So you can either get 2 models back from 2 different units, or get a model back from a unit, and then heal that model to full wounds.
Then heal it. Yeah.
So I think that's quite nice, because I think that means, like, you heal a Centurion, but normally they come back with 1 wound.
Yeah.
So he goes, I'll heal a Centurion, and I'll put him up to 4 wounds. Because then next turn, because normally you'd get 1 up, and then if your opponent doesn't kill it, all you can do is heal that one again.
Yeah.
But now he gets him up and heals him to full. So next turn, if your opponent doesn't kill one, you can get another one up and heal it to full.
Yeah.
So I think that's really, really good.
Cool. Although I do think the 6 up feel no pain is really good, because a lot of the models that he's putting on with the Marines nowadays, they're multi-wound, right?
Yeah.
So this stuff that's doing flat 2 damage, it can really nullify that if you because all you got to do is pass 1, and then it absorbs a whole other one.
Yeah.
So I really like the 6 up feel no pain, putting that on everyone.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I was looking at this for like my Raven Guard army, because loads of things like Iron Hands are like -3 -4 and ignores cover and stuff like that. Loads of things were putting me on a 6-up save as a Centurion. But Healer's Aegis Relic, friendly chapter infantry models have a 5+ invulnerable save while they're within 1 inch of a model with this relic. It's got to be 1 inch, but I mean, you've only got like 3 Centurion units, right?
Yeah.
So you just put him in the middle and chain them off from him.
Yeah.
Daisy chain them. And then, so yeah, guys, infantry models within 1 inch of a model with this relic have a 5+ invulnerable save. I think that's brilliant.
That was really good.
I think that's really, really good. So you've got that. But I like the fact is you can either give every like infantry unit within 1 inch of him or 6 inches of him like 5-up invulnerable save and a 6-up/5-up feel no pain depending on what chapter they are, or you can heal one unit twice and give everyone a 5+ invulnerable save or whatever you want to do. The only other thing is something called an Equital, which is a model with a bolt pistol or absorb a bolt pistol only, and it replaces the pistol, and it's a 16-inch range pistol, strength 5, -3, 1 damage. When resolving an attack made with this weapon against a unit that is not a vehicle or monster, this weapon has a damage characteristic of D6 for that attack. So it's a strength 5 -3 AP pistol that does D6 damage and has got a 16-inch range. It's quite nice, but I think the 5-pin one on everybody is probably better than that. So I mean that's brilliant in an Iron Hands brigade type army where you've got like 3 units of suppressors, 6 units of intercessors. It'd be nice to give them all 5+ invulnerable saves and feel no pains, right? I think. Just talking about his pistol, he's got a pistol relic.
Yeah.
It's a 16-inch range pistol. Strength 5 -3.
Yeah.
It's 1 damage against vehicles or monsters, but D6 damage against everyone else.
Oh, I see.
It just replaces bolt pistol. It's a D6 damage bolt pistol.
Use like the stuff he gets the gene seed out with. Use the pistol he gets gene seed out with, and then just sucks it out of people.
It says Equital is a master-crafted absorber bolt pistol equipped with a powerful bio-spec scope. This allows the wielder to both dispatch his foes with surgical precision and distribute swift and painless oblivion to his wounded battle brothers.
Oh yes, it is. You know, see this.
It just shoots them in there.
Puts them down like a cow.
Bye, we're having marine beef tonight. But yeah, so I was just talking. I was like, in the I think he's best in an Iron Hands army because you put him in an Iron Hands like brigade, and he can give all your units a 5-up invuln and a 5-up feel no pain. I think the 5-up feel no pain for being Iron Hands is huge.
Yeah. You can give everyone a 5-up invuln and a 5-up feel no pain. God damn.
I think
that's really tough.
I think that's really, really good.
Really tough.
Really, really good.
Do you know, that's amazing for because what I found when I was playing like other Marines, when I had my Iron Hands guys jumping out with the Stalker bolt rifles,
yeah,
and I was like, yeah, so because of the vigilance detachment, I was like, yeah, so now I'm ignoring cover, I'm exploding 6s, so man, I'm -3. So they're like, oh, I've only got a 6-up save, and then whatever 6-up save you fail, the intercessors are dying. So now you're like 5-up invuln, 5-up feel no pain, and then you can just start tanking.
Or start tanking some,
yeah.
And then any that go through, you're going to pass one feel
no pain,
and it absorbs a whole other shot.
Huge in that matchup.
Absolutely massive. So you do the math. 9 guys, 9 wounds get through on you with one of those guns.
Yeah.
Normally you pass 1, possibly 2 6-ups.
Yeah.
You lose 7 or 8 dudes.
Yeah.
You got 5 invuln. You only lose 6 because you save 3 invulns, and you got a 5-up feel no pain.
So you got 2 chances to roll a 5-up, right?
33% chance. So you'll pass.
No. It's a 33% chance if you're running 1 5-up.
Oh yeah.
So you're running 2 dice.
So you've got a 33% chance of the guy dying.
Yeah.
Only 2 of them will die instantly.
Yeah.
And the others will absorb shots.
Yeah.
So you're going to lose about 3 to 4 instead of 7 to 8.
Yeah. It's halves your casualties.
Halves your casualties.
Yeah.
How good is that?
Yeah.
So, Chief Apothecary, guys, in an Iron Hands army. I think he's brilliant.
We've got an Apothecary guy on the shelf, haven't we? Glow him up, man. Glow him up.
Yeah. So, yeah, Chief Apothecary, guys. Chapter Ancient. This guy, and the rumour was true. So, they're making a chapter banner. he gains a chapter banner ability. He becomes a chapter ancient and he gets a chapter banner ability, right? Pardon me, guys. So friendly chapter units benefit from this model's Astartes banner ability if they're within 9 instead of 6.
Yes.
So you've got a 9-inch range bubble. So that makes it an Emperor's Ascendant chapter, basically, the banner, right? But then you go, I'm going to give him Steadfast Example, I believe? Oh, no. Standard of the Righteous Hatred. It's a relic.
Yeah, no.
Give him a relic.
Cool name.
Yeah. So, obviously, model within the Astartes banner only. And then he gets Standard of Righteous Hatred. Models that shoot with one of their range weapons or make a single attack with one of their melee weapons as a result of models' Astartes banner ability always resolve their attack as if they had a ballistic skill and weapon skill characteristic of 2+. So you die, you hit back on a 2+. Whether you hit him with a close combat attack or whether you hit him with one of your guns, you hit him on a 2.
See, before you could make them shoot on a 3-up instead of a 4-up. But now, it's still a 4-up, but now they're hitting on a 2-up. Jesus.
Again, brilliant in an Iron Hands army where everyone automatically rerolls once. And then, like, your Tech Marine is giving them +1 to hit with his relic. And then you've put just an extra relic, which is letting them, making everyone hit on 2s when they're dying as well. And it's just like, oh no, Tech Marine only works on vehicles. Ignore me, guys. Don't go doing that.
That's awesome.
But how cool is that? It's wicked, isn't it? But he's got, like, his warlord traits are not too bad as well. Look, infantry, bikers, and dreadnoughts within 3 inches can perform heroic interventions if they were characters.
Yeah. So it's not bad. The other one is everyone gets obsec. All infantry get obsec within 3 of him, and then if you've already got it, you count as 2.
Yeah,
that's really cool for those like low point missions, like the GW ones. That's really cool.
It's really good for things like Centurions.
Yeah,
because all your Centurions obsec.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So it's quite nice. Yeah. So I only said that because I was thinking about putting him in the Centurion bomb.
Yeah,
because he makes them all shoot on 2s when they die, which is amazing on the graph.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I think hitting on 2s. Hello, Glasshammer. Hello.
Oh, you've committed now. You've committed now. Come on. What's his name?
Nemo.
Nemo.
Come on, Nemo. It's Nemo. From Team France.
Yes, yeah. I recognise him from Team France.
And then you've got Aiden feeling sick. Why is he feeling sick? I think it's because he's seen you, mate. Is that sword making you sick, Aiden? So you've got that. I mean, his other relic is chapter models that attack with one of their melee weapons as a result of this Astartes banner can make 2 attacks instead of 1. But it's not as good as hitting on 2s, I don't think. So I think you just got to take him hitting on 2s. Then you've got a chapter champion. So a company champion from your army. So you've never seen one before, right? I've never seen one on the table before.
Oh, a company
champion. Not an Emperor's champion.
An actual model.
A company champion, yeah.
He's a single guy?
Yeah, he's a honor guard, right?
Oh, because then that'd be honor guard.
Yeah, isn't he one guy? Oh, is he a guy in a company champion? Have you still got like a what's it called? A something squad? Command squad. Is a command squad still a thing?
No, I think it is, but you can't put it on bikes.
Isn't he a guy in a chapter champion?
Because to make it like
company champion.
A company champion is a single model equipped with a power sword.
He hits on 2s in combat, and he can't take any options. You just have a mastercrafted power sword.
Yeah.
What's that? -3 flat 2 damage?
Yeah, when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon this model against a character, you can reroll the hit roll. He's like the Emperor's champion for the Black Templars, but normal guy.
Oh yeah, okay. So until the end of the battle, that model's attacks and leadership are increased by 1. So he gets 5 attacks base.
Okay.
It gains a chapter champion keyword and the following ability: skillful parry. When resolving an attack made with a melee weapon against this model, subtract 1 from hit rolls.
Okay.
So he's -1 to hit in combat. And then his warlord traits, you can give him when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by a model against this warlord. On a hit roll of 1, roll a d6. On a 4+, that model's unit suffers 1 mortal wound after the unit is finished shooting or fight. Oh, so if you roll 1s to hit him,
Yeah.
In combat, he rolls dice for every one that you roll to hit him, and on 4 pluses, your unit takes more wounds.
And was the other thing -1 to hit?
That's just what he gets standard. Oh, yeah, that's what he gets standard, -1 to hit in combat.
Okay, so 1s and 2s.
Oh, yeah! It's not unmodified.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, so every 1 or 2 you roll against him in combat,
Yeah.
he rolls dice and uses 4 plus mortals to you. That's really good. Yeah.
So he's 40 points, and then a Master Crafted Power Sword of 6. He's 46 points.
That's not bad, then.
For just a single guy that's kind of running around with a few points. He's an elite choice, though. He's not an HQ, so.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's quite a nice warlord trait. When a charge roll is made for friendly chapter units within 6, you can reroll the rolls.
Oh, okay.
Rerollable charges for everyone.
That's what you're taking for. Obviously.
Yeah, reroll charges for everyone.
Oh, okay, yeah. You just roll
And then you give him the Blade of Triumph. So it replaces Mastercrafted Sword, and it gives him +2 strength, AP -4, damage flat 3. So strength 6 -4, 3 damage. For
Okay.
46 points.
Yeah.
Strength 6 -4, flat 3 damage.
It's 43
Quite
points
good,
and
yeah.
like 2 CPs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't see him.
You don't really see him.
Apart from the reroll charges. Reroll charges is badass.
Reroll charges is really,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. Yeah, for 46 points, yeah. That banner, mate, you bad man. That was the banner, yeah. That banner's ridiculous, bro. That banner is horrible. Oh, guys, we're on to faith. This is faith. What you just read, that wasn't faith. That was utter.
That was just free crap.
That was just bullshit. Black Templars, though.
Yeah.
We've got some fluff, some really nice fluff. We've got some crappy rules. Onto chaos.
No, the rules are pretty awful though.
Yeah, the rules aren't great. I mean, they get some sort of benefit for being in one of the doctrine, the assault doctrine. So you've got to wait until battle round 3 for them to gain their thing. And it's not that good either. Like, when resolving an attack made with the Black Templars melee weapon, against a unit that's not a vehicle as well. In a turn in which you charged or already intervened, hit rolls of 6 automatically wound. From battle round 3 onwards.
I mean, it's quite nice because you can get the reroll to hit now with the Chapter Master, and you can reroll all your hits and try and fish for the 6s.
Then they just do all
it's not a vehicle.
Against vehicles.
Oh.
So it's against small stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just rubbish. Yeah. So yeah, I'm disappointed, guys.
Okay.
The Lost Librarians. Librarian units cannot be taken as Black Templars. Woo! What a buff. Chosen champion. The chapter champion stratagem cannot be used to affect Black Templar units.
Oh, because they've got the Emperor's champion.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. And then you've got High Master Helbrecht, who is he's like their chapter master, isn't he, basically? Yeah, chapter master. You can reroll hit rolls for Black Templars while they were in 6 of him. He looks like a bit of a tool, really, doesn't he? Just looking at a bit of a tool, isn't it?
You got add 1 to the strength characteristic of friendly Black Templars. What was the thing back here that was add 1 strength? Oh, that was that was Iron Hands Chaplain. Yeah. Oh, so you can go around with all your Marines strength 6.
You know what's quite funny as well. They have like the best chaplain in the game, right? Pretty much. Grimoldus is supposed to be like the beast of a chaplain, isn't he? But if you notice, when you look before in the Adeptus Astartes bit, look, Black Templars haven't been given an extra litany.
They've really been ignored, haven't they? But actually, this is an interesting question that someone brought up. Black Templars, it's quite an unknown fact, but they are a successor chapter of Imperial Fists. Okay. So because they've not been given their own,
and they not to throw you off the scent. They have 6 of their own litanies.
No. So because I was like, can they? Did they get all the Imperial Fists?
I don't think so, man. Because they've got their own codex.
Just like Crimson Fists.
But they've got their own codex.
But so Crimson Fists.
No, they haven't. They are in the Imperial Fist.
but they have their own little chapter, right?
Yeah.
These have their own little chapter, but do they also get the Imperial Fist stuff? I think it's something that kind of GW have just ignored the fact that they are successor chapters of the Imperial Fist.
Yeah, they're not going to get Imperial Fist stuff.
I can't see where it says that they don't. That's my only question. And if people can find where it says that they don't.
Knights of Sigismund. So that's their assault doctrine thing. Whereas the Imperial Fist one is, in the heavy one, you're plus 1 damage against vehicles, right? Yeah. It's because they've been given their own, where Crimson Fist didn't.
But if you look in the Imperial Fist book, it just says any chapter that is a known successor of the Imperial Fist gain this. It doesn't specify only Crimson Fists get this.
Yeah.
It rules Crimson Fists out of getting some things in the Imperial Fist book.
Yeah.
But it just says they've left it open. They're like, any successor chapter gets this. And it's GW's fluff. They say that it's a really weird one because I was looking through it and I was like, it's got to say somewhere that Black Templars don't get this, and it doesn't. It doesn't say anywhere that they don't.
That is true.
It's quite an interesting point, and I would like anyone to have a look and tell me if I'm wrong, and it specifies that they don't.
That's a good point.
It's weird. It is weird.
I think, however, the Imperial Fist. Oh, the Imperial Fist book is right there, Dan.
Yeah.
I believe if you read that, it says something in there. I believe so.
All it does is it rules out Crimson Fists. It says Crimson Fists don't get this, Crimson Fists don't get that.
Does it?
Yeah.
Because I thought it said something about keywords. I thought it specifically ruled them in.
Yeah, successor. When you include an Adeptus Astartes unit that has the chapter keyword...
But they don't have the chapter keyword. They only have the Black Templars keyword.
But Crimson Fists only have the Crimson Fist keyword.
No, because they're... Oh, yes. That's true.
Pedro Cantor only has Crimson Fist. He doesn't have Imperial Fists.
He doesn't have the chapter keyword. Just like units from the Space Marine.
Yeah, it just says Adeptus Astartes units.
That's actually pretty true. You must decide what chapter that unit is from, unless you choose one of the first founding chapters available to you. Then your chapter is a successor chapter, and you should decide which of the aforementioned first founding chapters it is a successor of. If the successor chapter
is established in the background.
The founding chapter will often be known. For example, the Crimson Fists are a known successor of the Imperial Fists. If the successor chapter you have chosen does not have a known founding chapter but has the inheritors of the Primarch successor tactic, and you selected the chapter tactic of a first founding chapter, your chosen chapter is successor of that first founding.
Otherwise, the first founding chapter.
Otherwise, choose a founding chapter that fits your successor chapter's character. If
your chapter is a successor chapter of the Imperial Fists, the following rules apply. I just don't know what is different in Black Templars to Crimson Fists. I can't see anything different that any writing anywhere that treats them different. Is my question. That's pretty true, actually. But anyway, that's something to ponder on. Yeah. I think it's because of this.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it says the following rules apply, which gives them the warlord traits and relics and stratagems and stuff. It doesn't give them +1 damage. That's spoken about before. The following rules apply. That's these.
What, so Crimson Fist don't get this either?
If your army is battleforged, then in addition to that detachment...
every unit from your army is an Imperial Fist unit,
or every unit from your army is from the same Imperial Fist successor chapter. Then you get the Legacy of Dawn. Whilst the Devastator Doctrine is active, when resolving an attack made with a heavy weapon by a model with this ability against a vehicle or building, you add 1 to the damage characteristic of that weapon for that attack. Yes. Oh, that's really weird, isn't
It's weird.
That's
because
really
it doesn't-
weird.
I think everyone's kind of ignored it because it's very much a rules as intended, right?
Yeah, and
There's no way they meant for Black Templars to have that.
And Black Templars are a successor.
But they are a successor
Are
chapter
the
of the
Imperial
Imperial
Fist?
Fist. Yeah.
That's pretty strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, do they go with the Imperial Fist?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, they might do.
They might, I don't see where it says they don't.
Who knows? Who knows?
All right. Anyway, carry on.
So, Helbrecht, he's just a regular guy, really. He's got a sword of the High Marshals. He's just lolling about. He's got a sword and he has a combi melter.
He's not changed.
He's not changed. He's exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
He's exactly the same, guys.
I think everyone here is.
I think all of them are exactly the same. They just come into this book, right?
Does Grimald, because obviously Grimaldus will be updated with the litanies and stuff. How many does he get?
2 litanies from the litanies of battle, or 2 litanies from the litanies of the Devant, which are their own litany.
That's cool. So he's very similar to.
He can recite 2 litanies.
He's similar to the Ultramarines one.
Yeah, Cassius.
Cassius, yeah, similar to Cassius. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Cenobite servitors. Woo! I love Cenobite servitors.
Oh, he can resist 1 psychic power. As if he was a psyker.
Oh, that's cool.
As well, that's pretty cool.
I like that.
Because they're not that good in psychic thingies, are they? What's this? Unmatched deal. When resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by a model in a friendly Black Templars unit within 6 inches of this model, an unmodified hit roll of a 6, you make 1 additional attack. Oh! So guys within 6, if they're all 6s to hit in combat, they get extra attacks.
That's cool.
That's pretty nice.
I like that.
Okay, that's pretty much it, isn't it, really? I mean, Crusader Squad.
Oh, that's the thing. That hasn't changed either.
Oh, really? You could just take them like that? Are they even in the Marine book?
Yeah.
The Crusader Squad? They're not,
I
are they?
didn't think they had this is new, I think. Paired combatants. While this unit contains at least as many initiates as neophytes, when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by a neophyte, re-roll a hit roll of 1. That's new. But
Really?
it's
I
still
didn't think you could take Crusaders in that book.
Yeah.
No way, I didn't see them anywhere.
Yeah, because I've looked at it a few times and gone, is there something I'm missing? Should I be taking these?
See, they're nowhere. And they're troops.
Oh, they were in the last one then. They were in the Marine book before this.
Oh, yeah. In 7th.
No.
Oh, at the start of the edition.
This is the second one of 8.
Oh, you mean at the start of 8th?
Oh, yeah, they were in that one. Okay, then. I just don't know it's not going to be.
Okay.
So they're just
So
taking
basically a mixed squad of scouts and regular dudes.
Yeah.
Okay. The litanies then, guys. They've got their own litanies. Divine Protection. Select a friendly Black Templars unit and they get a 5+ feel no pain.
Cool.
Melee weapon model in a friendly Black Templars unit within 6. Reroll wound rolls of 1. So you can reroll wound rolls of 1 for everyone within 6 inches.
That's nice.
Subtract 2 from the leadership characteristic of models in enemy units while they're still within 6 inches of the model. Decent. Select 1 friendly Black Templars unit within 6 inches of this model. If that unit makes a charge or heroic intervention, add 1 to the attacks characteristics of models in the unit.
Yeah.
So they make a charge, they will get +1 attack. Add 3 inches to the range of friendly Black Templars units or abilities whilst they're within 6 inches of this model. So all Black Templar units within 6 inches of him get +3 to their range on there. Like your Chapter Master would become 9-inch range for rerolls to hit.
Or your banner that's giving a 5-up invuln and a 5-up feel no pain to everyone is now doing it within 12.
Within 12. The banner would be 4. The invuln would be 4 inches.
But that's nice.
Yeah. 4-inch invuln bubble
Instead of an inch.
and then a 9-inch feel no pain bubble.
Is it within 6?
No, the Apothecary. This is.
Oh, the Apothecary. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the
yeah.
Apothecary. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's all within 6, right?
Oh yeah.
So your banner
would go to 12 inches.
Your banner goes
12 inches.
12, and then your
12.
Apothecary goes more.
Yeah. And your Chapter Master goes more. Your Lieutenant would go to 9 inches. That's pretty good.
If you've got another Chaplain doing something with a 6-inch aura bubble, that goes to 9.
So guys, we had this argument earlier
abilities. So can you not deep strike within 15?
If it's add 3 to the range of friendly Black Templars
units aura abilities whilst they're within 6 inches of the model.
Yes.
So I think personally that you can't deep strike within 12 of an infiltrator squad. I think that's an aura,
That's
right?
an aura, yeah.
It's a 12-inch aura that you can't deep strike in. So does that become a 15-inch aura?
Oh, it's got to, right?
So you can't deep strike within 15 infiltrators? I was just thinking about it and I thought, does that work?
That's incredible.
That might be worth taking now, even with their stupid points. Infiltrators. Now you could probably just take 2 squads and they just zone off the entire board.
30-inch bubble.
15-inch bubbles, man. Is it an aura? Is it really an aura? Or does it just say you can't?
Does it say in the rulebook anywhere? Does it kind of specify what
It
an
doesn't
aura
really,
is?
no.
It must do.
I don't think it does. Omni Scramblers. Yeah. Enemy units that are set up on the battlefield as reinforcements cannot be set up within 12 inches of this unit. That's a 12-inch aura, right?
That's an aura.
Well, because it affects all enemy units.
Like an aura is definitely, I think we can all agree, that a captain's reroll hit rolls of 1 is an aura.
Yeah.
So how is that worded?
Captain. Reroll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by models in friendly chapter units within 6 inches.
Worded exactly the same.
And that just says you can't be within 12 inches of these
That's
models.
badass.
So
Man, that litany's a bit bonkers.
Servant acclamation. So you just take Black Templar infiltrators in your army, and you can't deep strike within 15 inches of them.
Holy hell.
That's nice. But you lose all your super buffs when you take Black Templar infiltrators in any other legion, right?
Yeah, but like, my White Star super buff is crap
Oh yeah. So it won't affect things like that. I like my Raven Guard one.
Yeah.
But I don't use it anyway. I don't take it. Successor. So it'd be nice to put these guys in those kind of armies where people can't deep strike within.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's worth thinking about, right?
Yeah.
There's something bonkers that you can do with that.
Yeah.
That we just haven't thought of right there.
There's going to be some
minute.
stupid,
There's going to be some weird attraction there.
There's got to be some sort of an aura for something that's going to be ridiculous. But yeah, so there you go, guys. So there's that. There's that. I think that's pretty cool. The last one is just you pick a unit, they always fight first.
Yeah, unless your opponent charged, which means utter rubbish.
Yeah, if the enemy unit has units that have charged or has them, then alternate choosing to fight, starting with the player who's taking that. So it's like a free interrupt, that's it really. Yeah. Then you got the Warlord traits. This Warlord can perform a heroic intervention within 6 inches. You can resist a psychic power.
The Warlord can perform heroic intervention if there are any enemy units within 6 inches of them. Does that become 9 inches if you stood next to that chaplain?
Yeah.
9-inch heroic intervene?
Heroically intervene.
Is that an aura bubble?
Yeah.
That's all I can see now. Whenever I see something inches, I'm like, oh, it's that.
Yeah. After this Warlord finishes a charge move, for each enemy unit within 1 inch of this Warlord, roll a d6 with a 2 plus this stuff mortal wound. But that, if he makes a charge, that's then all enemy units within 4 inches.
Yeah.
If he's standing next to that guy, I mean, I don't think they're that good, really. You Warlord always fights first, unless your opponent charges. This one's quite nice. When friendly Black Templars units within 6 inches of Warlord advance or make charge moves, add 1 to the advance roll. So that would become 9 inches next to the chaplain.
That's it, no, that's all we can think.
So I think all Black Templars units within 9 inches of it, you get +1 to advance and charge.
Yeah.
Advance and charge is quite nice, right? So that's all they got.
Especially
really,
when Black Templars reroll their charge anyway.
Ah, yeah.
So you get from Black Templar, right?
So you got +1 to advance and charges with reroll charges.
8-inch rerollable.
Yeah. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
And then stratagems. I mean, I don't think there's anything too broken here, but I didn't really look at the stratagems. That's the only thing I didn't look at for the Black Templars. I kind of just looked over the Black Templars and went,
to be honest,
these guys are actually pretty boring.
I've seen quite a few people go through them, and it's just that one where they jump out of a land raider, right?
Yeah.
And then they can't be
overwatched. Yeah.
can't be overwatched. Yeah.
But I mean, War of the Witch is good. Just deny power on a 4+. They've always had that. And it's stayed 1 CP for them, not 2 CP like the Iron Hands.
I have to admit, I mean, I've said to everyone that's come through, and the Iron Hands got that right. And I was like, but if the Iron Hands got that, imagine what Black Templars are going to have for like anti-psyker stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, they're going to have some cool table, and they're going to start dealing out mortal wounds if you fail cast powers, and
No.
you're nothing. It's the same.
They got nothing. I mean, Devout Push is quite nice. Use it in the fight phase, and then a Black Templars infantry or biker unit can pile in and consolidate 6 inches. So you can pile in 6 inches and consolidate 6 inches. So that's quite nice, I think. The Emperor's Will. Use a stratagem in your movement phase when a Black Templars infantry unit from your army advances. Until the end of the turn, models in the unit can still shoot their pistol weapons and can still charge. So you can advance and charge for 1 CP. So, and then you get +1 to your advance. And +1 to your charge. And re-rolling charges, and you can advance and charge. But then, I suppose that's okay. It's not too bad. Where is it? This one. Shock and Awe is a good one. So it's 1 CP. Use a stratagem in your charge phase.
You say it's a good one. It's not. I mean, take a Land Raider Crusader, and bear in mind that it's not like an impulsor. It's not like it can move, then they can get out, then they can charge. Now, if that was the case, then maybe.
Yeah.
But that you've got to park a Land Raider Crusader in front of a gun line,
I hope it
and then go, oh yeah, that's going to live till next turn, and it won't. It's 8th edition. A Land Raider Crusader is nothing but a large piece of paper in front of any gun line now. It will just die. And then it'll explode, then a few guys will die, and then the rest of them will die because they'll get shot as well.
So much faith. So much faith.
What a stupid idea.
There's your faith, guys.
Well done, GW Fluff team.
That is the end of faith, guys. That just killed faith for us. So, let's move on to Fury. Oh, these are points. Have they changed by any chance?
No, Cinema Services are still 2 points each.
That's all you cared about.
Cinema Services, there is.
Oh, God. So, was this anything? Oh, relics. Oh, that's a nice sword. Model with a mass-crafted power sword. So the Emperor's Champion.
Oh, these are their bolts that they get, look. Select a bolt weapon. When the bearer shoots this weapon, you can now choose for it to fire a Witch Seeker round. Shoot a Psyker that's not the closest unit when resolving an attack.
D3 mortal wounds in addition to any other damage. If you hit,
nice.
Take D3 mortals.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite nice.
But you can only ever make 1 shot with it. Like, it's the same as all the other bolts. Actually, didn't the Black Templars have a thing that could extend their range? They had a relic that could extend their range.
Yeah, but you can't put 2 relics on the same guy, right?
But the other thing was a Chaplain.
What?
The other thing was a Chaplain thing, extending their range. What was it? Add 3 inches to the range of a model with this relic's aura abilities to a maximum of 12.
In addition, at the start of your movement phase, select 1 friendly Black Templars unit that has combat doctrines ability and is within 6 inches of this model. Until the start of your next movement phase, the assault doctrine becomes active for that unit, replacing the current active combat doctrine. So you can give the super buff to 1 unit.
But then you add 3 inches, so you can add 3 inches to the range or something with that, and then you can add 3 inches to the range of it with the banner.
So you can get a 6-inch buff on a character. So your banner can become 15 inches.
Does say to a maximum of 12.
From this?
From that,
and then you say the Chaplain is the one giving him another 3 on top of the 12.
Yeah.
So you say this one is doing it to 12.
Or you know the Chaplain, the Apothecary, you could give him this. So then his 5 up Invul and Feel No Pain is doing it at a
no, because the
7 inches.
One is a relic.
Oh, is it?
One's a relic, one's a figure.
Oh, okay.
So no. But I like that Witch Seeker bolt actually. It's quite good.
Pretty good. It's 1 shot in it if you got
It's in addition to any other damage.
Yeah.
And it's just if you score a hit roll.
Yeah.
So normally your character's going to hit another character on a 2+.
Pretty nice.
And then
I mean,
if
you've got something that's quite a long range.
Yeah, like a captain with a master crafted stalker bolt rifle.
Yeah.
That does 3 damage anyway and D3 damage.
Yeah.
He could just kill a librarian
D3.
outright. Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Very nice.
So, here we go. Heretic, guys. This is what you've all been waiting for. Really, really. This
So
is what you've all been waiting
at the
for.
book, just from what
Heretic
I've
stuff.
seen, this is the cool stuff. And everyone's been really down about chaos.
Yeah,
In this,
people have been quite
they're
down
like,
about
oh
chaos.
yeah, they've got nothing compared to Marines. I probably agree with that. They haven't got as much as Marines.
They haven't got as much as Marines.
But there's some really cool stuff in here, man.
Yep.
I've really liked what I've heard and stuff so far.
So, Champions of Ruin, guys. Malicious volleys. Everybody in the Chaos Space Marines Heretic Astartes units gain the following abilities, except cultists. Right? Malicious volleys, which is basically...
Oh, yeah, it's a Space Marine thing.
Yeah, it's basically bolter drill. But they
Yeah.
call it malicious volleys. So you already got it,
Yeah.
but now they've just called it something. So malicious volleys is bolter drill. Hateful assault is the +1 attack, so that's shock assault.
Yep.
And then you've got demon weapons. Demon weapons are pretty cool. Look, the selection of relics presented on the following page. So it's basically more relics. They're just demon weapons.
Okay.
So you can choose them if your characters. These additional artifacts of chaos available to the Chaos Space Marines. If your army is led by a Chaos Space Marine warlord, you can give one of them to a Chaos Space Marine character model from your army, as you would an artifact of chaos. Note that the weapons replace one of the character's existing weapons. And obviously the Demolisher has been updated to become heavy D6.
Oh yeah.
Demolisher
Space
cannon, yeah.
Marines, yeah.
So those are the things that are just same as the Space Marines, guys. And then you've got your demon weapons. So, an important thing to realise about the demon weapons are all of them have the demon weapon keyword. So in the fight phase, when this model is chosen to fight with, for the first time that phase, roll 1d6 on a 1, the model suffers 1 mortal wound and cannot use the weapon further that phase. If you roll a 1, you can't use your weapon. It's like Abaddon's weapon, right?
What are these relics?
Yeah, they're demon weapons, like Abaddon's sword. Abaddon's sword is a demon relic. So if he rolls a 1 for his bolt, remember he used to roll for his attacks? If he rolled a 1, he would take a mortal wound and he doesn't get any bonus attacks with his sword. But if he rolls anything else, he gets that many additional attacks with his relic weapon.
Yeah.
So he could get like +6 attacks if he rolls a 6.
But these are relics, right? These are relics like Space Marine relics. But if you roll a 1,
yeah,
it's useless.
Yeah, they've got normal relics, but these are demon. Have you never heard of a demon weapon before?
Yeah. But it seems a bit
That's what
harsh.
all demon weapons do.
Yeah, but it seems a bit harsh. If they're relics,
It does.
and then you go, oh yeah, okay, I spent all these CPs giving you all these relics. I'll roll the 1. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it then.
Don't roll ones, guys. Don't roll ones, bro.
How harsh is that?
But yeah, so on a 1 they suffer a mortal wound as well, and they can't use the weapon. On a 2+, the model can fight with the weapon as normal. I mean, you've got a Zinch model with a power sword, Hellforged sword, or 4 sword only. They can become -3 D3, but you can't take invulnerable saves against it. They have good buffs.
Oh, so if they're all like amazing, then maybe that balances.
Yeah, it's like -3, and this is nice. So next model with 2 lightning claws or 2 sets of malefic talons only.
Okay,
so demon prince
demon
with wings.
princes, yeah.
So the next one as well. They get this. So the strength 7 -2 flat 2, like regular
Yeah.
talons. But when resolving the attack made this weapon, like Abaddon, you can re-roll the wound roll first.
Yes.
But then, like Abaddon, when rolling for this weapon's ability on a 2+, you can make a number of additional attacks equal to the result with this weapon.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's really nice. Okay, yes, if they've made them like really good.
Yeah. I mean, that's really... Because the demon prince has, what, 7 attacks?
Yeah,
And then he gets 8 attacks with the new Hateful Assault.
Yeah.
Then he gets 9 attacks because he'll take, obviously, what's that power that they do on themselves?
Oh.
+1 attacker, +2 strength. Double strength.
Yes, yeah.
So he's got like 9 attacks, and then he rolls D6 and he gets that many extra attacks.
Oh, so you can have like 15 attacks.
15 attacks.
Oh, that's cool.
Strength 7 -2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it'd be strength 9 -2 flat 2. With diabolic strength.
Yeah. so 50, and then Death to the False Emperor as well.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, they're really good, yeah. And then you've got this. Look, a model with a power sword, it becomes AP -5 2 damage. When rolling for this, on a 2+, add a number to this weapon's strength characteristic equal to the result until the end of the phase. Wow. So you roll a 6, he's now strength 10 -5 2 damage.
Okay.
So they're all really good. Goldlack's Fist of Decay, Power Fist only, Nurgle model. So strength times 2 -3 flat 3.
Yeah.
When resolving an attack with this weapon, subtract 1 from the hit roll. And an unmodified wound roll of 2+ is always successful. Yeah, always wound on 2s.
That's really good. Okay, I see the demon thing there.
Yeah.
That's a bit
Black
balanced.
Axe. The Black Axe has always been really good. Model with a Force Axe or Demonic Axe only. Yeah, just strength for user, no AP 1 damage. So an attack made with this weapon, an unmodified wound roll of 4+ inflicts a mortal wound on the target in addition to any other damage.
Oh, wound roll of 4+ inflicts a mortal wound. Nice.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So they are really good.
Okay, I get that.
I mean, I think those talons are the best.
Okay, yeah.
Talons are the best.
GW, I should let it lie for now.
They're really good. So, guys, on to the legions. So we have the word bearers. So every single word bearer, every single legion has been given warlord traits, stratagems, and artifacts, which are relics, obviously. Every single one of them, and they've all been given name generators as well. That's pretty cool. I mean, you could have been Argyle Tall.
I mean, he doesn't really like his name generators. Every time he gets a new book, he's like, "Oh, Dad, pick a number." I don't get unless I can be
but
called.
You could have been Argyle
unless I can be called Argyle Tall.
You could have been called Argyle Tall.
Then
what were you called? What were you called? You were called Nar, and then you picked 65 Nar M Nar.
Yeah. Oh, Nar's kind of good. It's not Argyle Tall though.
No, it's not.
Argyle Tall is the badass in the 40k books. The badass.
He's cool, yeah. It's not you though, is it? Oh, we got people joining now. Oh, for the chaos bit, right? But no, yeah. So we got word bearers, guys. Word bearers are pretty cool. They're okay. I think a cycle of one of these guys could be quite cool.
Yeah.
So the voice of Lorgar, add 3 inch to the range of this warlord's aura abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Why is everyone getting it? All I can see now is, why don't we put the Templar Chaplain in there and +6? Exalted Possession. This warlord gains the possessed and demon keywords. If they don't already have them, add 1 to the strength and attacks characteristic of this warlord, and add 1 inch to this warlord's move characteristic. So for a demon pro, this could be quite good.
Yeah.
Demonic Whispers. If your army's battle forged, roll 1d3 before the battle begins. You gain a number of additional command points equal to the result.
Yeah.
And then you can reroll a single hit roll, wound roll, damage roll, or saving throw for your army.
That was quite nice. Add 1 to the attacks for all word bearer demon units. But there's not very many word bearer demon units, is there?
Yeah, it's going to be like possessed.
Yeah, possessed. Yeah.
Diabolist. When this warlord would lose a wound, roll a d6, adding 3 to the roll if it was by a mortal wound on a 6. So I got a 6 up for no pain, but 3 up for no pain against mortal wounds.
Yeah, cool.
Or add 1 to this warlord's wound characteristic. At the start of your turn, this warlord regains up to d3 wounds. So the warlord just regains d3 wounds every turn.
That's pretty cool.
That's quite a nice warlord trait.
Yep.
I mean, if you're going to put it on like a prince or something that goes in there and does a load of damage, and then takes some wounds, you can just heal d3 wounds every turn.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So that's quite nice. I mean, don't know which one I would take
Is that
there,
gonna
really.
be-
There's
is that-
none that are really that
Is
big.
that player turn or
At the start of your turn.
start with your turn? I was just wondering if you can do it twice in a turn, effectively.
Yeah, so I think that's okay. None of them are like brilliant, I don't think. None of the word bearers ones are brilliant.
Word bearer's always been.
Just wait, guys. Just wait till we get to Alpha Legion.
Oh yeah.
Alpha Legion.
Oh,
Alpha Legion
they're
are
disgusting.
the one. They are the best. They are the best. Please roll the dice for name generator. Come on, Dan.
Okay.
Come on, Dan. Where's the dice? So, we're going to do you a word bearers one, okay?
Can I just be Argyle Tall?
No, you can't, mate. You can be Itchy Ball. Give you that. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to do these. We're going to do these when we get to the end of each legion. All right. So you guys judge, guys. You guys judge who has the cooler name for each legion, yeah?
So start with word bearers. So yeah, that was their warlord traits. I mean, we've got their stratagems here. Their stratagems are okay. I mean, some of them are okay. They're not great, guys. They're not great. Not for the word bearers anyway. So the Dark Pact is pretty nice. 1 CP. Use a stratagem at the end of your movement phase when a word bearer's character model from your army tries to summon a unit of demons to the battlefield using demonic ritual. When making the summoning roll for that attempt, you can re-roll the dice for summoning, and this character will not suffer any mortal wounds for rolling doubles or triples. So basically, perils doesn't count. Yeah. And then you've got Malevolent Covenant. After word bearer psychic unit from your army fails a psychic test. Oh yeah, this is a good one. So you roll for a psychic test, guys. You failed your psychic test, then you use this. And it says, and I thought, it's not that good, because it starts off by saying, the power is automatically manifested by that psyker at the minimum required warp charge value. So I thought, that means, you know, you fail warp time, but it gets automatically cast, but only on a 6. Does someone understand it? But then the next bit says, without a double having been rolled and cannot be resisted by deny the witch attempt. So people can't deny it.
Yeah.
But after resolving the effects of the psychic power, that psyker suffers 1 more wound. Yeah. I think that's worth it.
Yeah,
auto
really
casting
good.
the power.
To auto cast it, it can't be denied. It's really good.
Really good. Use this stratagem before the battle. Select one word bearer's priest model from your army. That model gains the following ability: Dark Counsel. This model knows 1 additional prayer from the prayers to the Dark Gods and can chant 1 additional prayer at the start of the battle round. Priest. Now they're the Dark Apostles.
The Apostles, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah. Are they like +1 to hit and +1 to wound?
Yeah, the Chaplain things effectively.
So that's quite nice. But they do it on the 2+, right?
Yeah.
So with their 2 little...
Yeah, if they've got the little familiar things.
Familiars, yeah. Familiars, yeah. That's what you want. Curse Despoilers is pretty good. You pick after you choose deployment, but before the first battle round begins, so you know which side your opponent has. If a word bearer's army is on a battlefield, select 1 terrain feature. Units entirely on or within that terrain feature do not get cover.
Well, that's cool.
So you could just like pick the biggest piece of terrain in your opponent's deployment zone or whatever, and just go no cover for anyone.
It's quite important for Marines at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got Revered Hosts. It's to do with possessed and greatly possessed from your army when they're fighting. Till the end of the phase, you can add 1 to the damage characteristic of their melee weapons. Are possessed that good? I don't know if possessed are that good, guys. You'll have to let me know. The extra grammatic ward. After making a saving throw for a word... Oh, this is nice. Use this stratagem in any phase after making a saving throw for a word bearer's character model from your army. Treat the result of that saving throw as a 6. Each word bearer's character model from your army can only be target of this stratagem once per battle. But how nice would it be to get shot by a Vindicare who puts you on a 6 up armor save? See, how nice would it be to get shot by a Vindicare and he rolls a 6 to wound and you just go, I'll treat my save as a 6, mate. That's good, isn't it? Yeah, just auto passive.
Or you just go, I'll just roll a 6, mate, and then roll a 6.
Oh yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah, I do that a few times.
Just what would Manny do?
Roll 6s. Then we got Vengeance from Monarchia. Use this stratagem in the fight phase when a word bearer's unit from your army is chosen to fight with, until the end of the phase when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon against Ultramarines.
I like how it's Vengeance for Monarchia.
Yeah.
It's the word bearers who screwed the Ultramarines over, not the other way around. Why would they want vengeance for something that they did?
Because never will the outrage on beloved Monarchia be forgiven. That's why.
Or was Monarchia, was that the planet where... I'm not there yet.
Oh, no,
that's where all the word bearers were there, and then the Ultramarines come down and made them all bow, like get down on one knee and bow their head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's when it all started. The Emperor punished them for being religious and stuff, and then
worshipping him.
Yeah, so the Ultramarines came down and made them like get down on one knee in front of the Ultramarines. That is how it all started. Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Bloody Rabooty. Rabooty girly man. Crown of the Blasphemer. We're on to the artifacts, guys. Improve the invulnerable save. Improve the invulnerable save and model with this relic by 1 to maximum of 3+. It's quite nice.
When a charge roll is made for a charge declared against any friendly word bearers units within 6 inches of a model with this relic, subtract 2 from the result. That was the nice one. Baleful icon. So if a charge is declared against any units that are within 6 inches of him, you minus 2 from the roll.
Units within 6 as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's really good.
Yeah, I like that. Book of the Reviler, model that is not a demon only. Before the battle, a model with this relic can read from the Book of the Reviler. If it does, randomly generate 2 Chaos Boons for that model from the table found in the Chaos Boon stratagem, re-rolling Spawndom and Demonhood, and duplicate results. Note that doing so does not cost any command points, and an enemy character, vehicle, or monster model does not have to have been destroyed. I mean, that's alright. It would be nice if Demonhood was still in there. You get 2 rolls to try and turn your guy into a Demon Prince for free. That'd be cool. Malefic Tome, Psycho model only. A model with this relic knows 1 additional power, and they get +1 to casting. Ashen Axe. Then get a Chain Axe. This is quite nice, actually. You get a Chain Axe, +1 strength, -2 AP, and D3 damage, guys. But enemy units within 1 inch of a model with this relic cannot fall back unless they have the vehicle, Titanic, or a minimum move characteristic.
Yeah.
So you can go into infantry and just... Infantry, monsters, anything like that, and just tie them up. And they can't fall back. That's good, yeah?
Really good.
Yeah, like that. Epistle of Lorgar, priest model only. When a model with this relic chants a prayer, you can re-roll the dice to determine if the prayer is heard. So 2 re-rollable. That's quite nice. Add 1 to the leadership characteristic of word bearers within 6 inches.
Yeah.
Word bearers are okay.
So, basically, you still won't see them.
Yeah, word bearers.
It's the... You still won't see them. They're still not good enough, are they?
You like word bearers, don't you?
I love word bearers. On the floor.
What legion do you love?
The corn. World Eaters. Spoiler alert, World Eaters are rubbish as well.
I love Alpha Legion and Conrad Kurz's guys. And they are like 2 best, I think.
Typical money like again.
I mean, Alpha League. I am Alforest. I am Alforest. Everyone is Alforest. So, Dan, generate yourself a name.
Okay.
Word bearer.
Okay.
You're a word bearer.
So
you've got a chance.
First
You've
one.
got a chance.
Come on, Argle Tile. It's 21.
Oh, you're cool. Cool. That's your first name. What's your second name?
No, cool. Yeah.
21 is cool. And
Cool.
then you get a
Cool.
15. Oh, you rolled on the other way. It's Cool Talgron.
Cool Tile.
So that's called Cool Talgron. Let me have a go. This is where I'll become Argle Tal. 53. Oh, what's that? Conrad. Oh, Conrad. Conrad. 26. Conrad Vanalis. Sounds like Morgulis. Conrad Vanalis.
Sounds a bit white scarry.
It does, doesn't it?
Mongolian,
It does,
doesn't
yeah. Mongolian. Alright, guys, you tell us who was better. You tell us who was better. Night Lords, baby! We're on to Conrad Kurz's boys! Now, Night Lords are actually really, really good. I think Night Lords are brilliant. So they've got some cool stuff. It's quite nice. So the Warlord traits, they've got the Nine Tortures Curse, which lets you once per battle round, every battle round, guys, you can reroll a hit roll, a wound roll, damage roll, advance roll, charge roll, or saving throw for your Warlord. One of those 6 you can reroll for your Warlord. Every battle round. That's quite nice. I like that one. Wicked. 1 piece at a time, which is this Warlord can charge even when they fall back, and then -1 to hit in combat. That's quite nice. Then you've got Murderous Reputation, which is when resolving an attack made by this Warlord, unmodified hit rolls of 6 inflict mortal wound in addition to damage. Killing Fury, where you add D3 to the attack characteristic of the Warlord in a turn in which they've made a charge move, were charged, or performed a heroic intervention. These additional attacks last to the end of the phase. You give them plus D3 attacks, or you can re-roll any one of those things that you want, or they can fall back and charge. They've got a load of good ones.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, guys, these guys aren't Marines, so you're only going to get 1 Warlord trait.
Yeah.
That sucks, yeah.
Strange, isn't it, how they didn't give that to the Chaos ones? Effectively the same guys.
Yeah. This is quite nice, though. 1 with the Shadows. When resolving an attack made against this Warlord whilst they are entirely on or within a terrain feature, add 1 to the saving throw, excluding invulnerable save. Whilst this warlord is entirely on or within a terrain feature, improve its invulnerable save by 1 to a maximum of 3+. They get like a 3 up invulnerable save in combat. Sorry, in terrain. That's quite nice. Dirty Fighter. Whilst there are more friendly models within 3 inches of this warlord than enemy models, then when resolving an attack made by a warlord with a melee weapon, you can add 1 to the wound roll. So you get +1 to wound. So I think the best ones there are +D3 attacks and falling back and charging. I think they're the best ones.
Falling back and charging, definitely.
Yeah.
The reroll one's quite nice.
The reroll one's quite nice, yeah. I like that. Quote, guys. This quote, I like this quote. I think it's pretty cool. It says, "Honor is nothing more than the last refuge of fools. Look upon the butchered corpses of your comrades and tell me again what your precious honor is worth." Honor's worth nothing. Yeah, Gilliman. I bloody hate Gilliman and the Ultramarines. They're just like. Honestly, it's so many things right now. I can't swear or anything like that. But Girly Man is just pansy, isn't he? Really, he's just rubbish. I mean, Conrad would have him.
It's pretty hard.
Conrad Kurz would have him.
Fight against everyone, all of them in the books. He fights quite a few of them.
Yeah, but he's got a name like Rogue Booty Girly Man.
Yeah, he has got a bit of a weird name.
He's just a waste of name. So isn't he the guy? Isn't he the guy in Horus Heresy? So I'm not there yet, but isn't he like the prick in Horus Heresy?
He's like he's like the nerd, isn't he?
Doesn't he?
He's the nerd of all the
do something that
Primates.
he's not supposed to do, which is the exact same thing that like Magnus gets done for, like that teleporting thing. He has some sort of teleporting thing, doesn't he? Whereas Legion and stuff.
Oh no,
He teleports his Legion.
No,
isn't that like?
No, it isn't allowed. It isn't allowed because if you use
it's not using the warp, is it?
But no, it's not the warp. No, it's like it's some technology that they don't understand. But then the Night Lords come down and blow up the facility because they want it as well. So in the fight, they blow up the facility, and then because it's like some alien technology that they don't understand, when it goes off, it goes off with such a huge energy wave that's what attracts the Tyranids. It just says it goes off with such a huge blast, it affects the whole galaxy, and then it's like it's like in the distance, in like some massive distant galaxy, millions of light years away, it attracts the attention of like this huge thing turns. It turns towards the energy source. So it's like that's it's the Night Lords and the Ultramarines are what brought the Tyranids.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's all about the Night Lords, baby. So the stratagems. Now their stratagems are actually really good. I like the Night Lord stratagems. I think they're brilliant. So you've got in Midnight Clad. So you can make a unit -1 to hit against shooting. We have come for you, so that's the no falling back. You can use the stratagem at the start of your opponent's movement phase. You can select one Night Lord's unit from your army that's not a vehicle, and until the start of your next turn, enemy units within 1 inch cannot fall back, again, unless they're vehicle, titanic, or have a minimum move characteristic. So the brilliant thing is, your opponent doesn't know who you're going to do that on. It's not like a one unit only type thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's fixed to one unit. You could charge with 3 different units, and you're going to pick one of them, but they can't fall back from it.
Yeah.
I have no way of knowing which one it is.
You can see how the combat's going to go and everything, and then choose.
Yeah, I mean, you could wrap 2. And the third one could be the one that you start falling back. So many things you can do there. I think that's brilliant. From the Night, guys, this is brilliant. You can use the stratagem at the start of your charge phase and select a Night Lord's infantry unit that's entirely within terrain, and they get +2 to their charge rolls. And when they attack with a melee weapon by modelling that unit, you add 1 to the hit roll.
Really good.
So you get +1 to hit in combat. And
really good.
+2 to charging out of terrain. That's brilliant. And then Raptor Strike, which is like a combo with it. Use this stratagem in your charge phase before making a charge roll. But this is the thing that lets it down. For a Night Lord's jump pack unit,
Okay.
it's just like Warp Talons, right? Are not that good. That were set up as reinforcements. You can charge 3d6 instead of 2d6. So it's the same as like the Blood Angels one. When a jump pack unit comes from reserve, they can charge 3d6 instead of 2d6. So I like it, but like it says, it's a Raptor Strike. So it's for things like Warp Talons and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know.
They don't have like a Smash Captain equivalent, do they? If you can like Deep Striker, can like a Lord take a jetpack and
with a hammer and stuff, you probably can, yeah. You probably can.
Maybe that you could use that
Give
for
him
him.
a D3 extra attack to Warlord, I suppose, and send him in there to butcher stuff.
Mhm.
That could be quite
Or,
nice. And you could make him hit on 2s with his hammer still.
Yeah, make him hit on 2s, and then you
You get 3d6 plus 2 to his charge.
If he's outmanned, he gets +1 to wound.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If it's a single guy, he probably will be outmanned.
Yeah, that's good.
You never know.
And then you've got hit and run, which is a unit you use at the start of your charge phase. Select a Night Lord unit from your army and they can charge even if they fell back. For 1 CP, that's good.
Really good.
Prey on the weak, you get +1 to hit and wound against guys when you shoot against them, or when you fight if they have a lower leadership than you.
This is the one people want to see.
Yeah. Vox Scream, guys.
This
Left until
one.
last.
This
Vox
is
Scream is
awesome.
the one. Use this stratagem at the end of your movement phase. Select one enemy unit within 18 inches of any Night Lords units from your army. Until the start of your next movement phase, enemy units cannot be affected by any of the selected unit's aura abilities.
So we're back to aura abilities now.
Yeah, and you can just shut down a unit's auras.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's brilliant. Oh!
I'm gonna
Neil's on something. Neil's watching this through to the end. Now that after chaos, Neil's like, oh yes, chaos.
Oh,
So Warp Talons are down 5 points in chapter approved.
Nice.
That's good. Yeah, that could make them
I'm
pretty
gonna
good.
check in the rule book just quickly.
What if it says anything about
If it says something about an aura ability.
Because, guys, I was thinking about this.
Because it's everywhere now, isn't it?
Because this Vox screen, you could move a unit up the board, use this Vox screen on, say, infiltrators. So people think they're totally safe because you can't deep strike within 12. And then you go, I'm going to Vox screen your infiltrators. So your ability... No! It's killed the infiltrator dream!
Why?
Because it says enemy units cannot be affected by any of their auras.
Oh!
Not your units aren't affected by their auras.
Oh, no, yeah. Oh, yeah. Until the start of your next movement phase.
Enemy units cannot be affected by any of the selected units or abilities.
Ah.
Oh, that sucks, guys. I was thinking if it just shuts down auras, you just shut down the infiltrator, no deep strike within 12, and then deep strike in and charge them, right?
Yeah.
But no, it's on their own auras. So like their chapter master, for example, you can do it on the chapter master and they don't get any rolls to hit. And then you can make yourself -1 to hit on one of your units, and then they find it hard to hit you with no reroll. So I mean, you could do stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So that's their stratagems, guys, and their artifacts. I'm just going to start doing a few now, just like a couple from each one. So,
Aura abilities. Some units, usually characters, have abilities that affect certain models within a given range. Unless the ability in question says otherwise, a model with a rule like this is always within range of the effect. For example, a Lord of Contagion has the Nurgle's Gift, which affects all Death Guard within 7. As the Lord of Contagion is also a Death Guard model,
he benefits himself. Yeah,
so basically, it is defined as
abilities that affect certain models within a given range.
Yep.
So they are auras. They affect enemy models within a given range.
Yeah.
So
There you
go. Okay, so I'm gonna start going through only the interesting relics now. So the Vox Demonicus is pretty nice. Infantry model only. It does the same thing as a Vox Scream, basically. Whilst an enemy unit is within 6 inches of a model with this relic, reduce the range of that unit's aura abilities to 1 inch.
Oh, wow.
In addition, enemy units that are set up on the battlefield as reinforcements cannot be set within 12 inches of a model with this relic.
That's pretty cool.
So you can't set within 12 inches of
Once
this
an
guy.
enemy unit is within 6 inches of a model.
Reduce their abilities to 1. So it has to be someone that's in there and tough.
Yeah, and they have to be able not be able to move away, because they'll just move out of that 6 inches, which is where that stratagem comes in, right? If you can tag an important character and then go, yeah, you can't fall back. Now you can't. You can shut down all their auras.
Yeah, now your aura's only 1 inch range. Yeah, that's good, yeah. Yeah, so you've got that. And then the other one I like is the Talons of the Night Terror. You can put it on a model that can fly, and they get +1 strength, +1 strength, AP -1, 1 damage. When a model with this relic fights, it makes D3 additional attacks with this weapon, or D6 additional attacks if they charge or you don't need them.
No.
So you just get a load of attacks, basically.
Yeah.
So it's good against hordes and stuff.
Pretty cool.
So I like that one. So,
Name generator, Dan.
Okay.
Generate yourself a Night Lord's name.
First one is 55.
55. Oh, that should be quite cool.
Vandred. 23.
Vandred Soul Eater. Oh, Vandred the Soul Eater. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. Soul Eater. He's a Soul Eater. You probably won this one now. Prick. 54. Where's that? Myros. Oh. 16. Myros the Flayer. Oh, Ramsay Bolton, mate. Call me Ramsay Bolton. The Flayer. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, mine's better, innit, guys?
Right, Alpha Legion.
The Legion.
This is it, guys. This is the one.
I'm drooling over it, guys. This is the Legion right here. Alpha Legion. They're the best. I think Alpha Legion are by far the best Legion.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
So the Warlord trait that you're always going to take is I am Alfarius, which is, in addition to this Warlord trait, this Warlord has one randomly generated Chaos Space Marine Warlord trait from the Chaos Space Marines book. Mm-hmm. So they're going to get one Warlord trait from the Chaos Space Marines book, randomly generated, but that's, hey, Manichima wins! I'm the Flayer!
Soul-Eater, man. Neil, what more do you want from me?
You're a slug, though. You're eating the souls of Metis.
Soul-Eating slug.
Sluggy the Soul-Eater. Yes, Neil. So basically, he gets Chaos Space Marine Warlord trait, and then he gets this Warlord trait, which is when he dies, any other Alpha Legion character in your army just becomes your Warlord. Mm. And then he also gets I am Alfarius, so then he gets another Chaos Space Marine randomly generated Warlord trait. And when he dies, another god can have it. So basically, and then it says here at the end, if missions are playing, if the mission you're playing grants victory points for destroying the enemy Warlord, you don't get them unless you kill every single Alpha Legion model in your army. Mm. So you have to kill every single Alpha Legion character to get Slay the Warlord. Yeah. Which is brilliant. I think you always take that.
Yeah, it is really cool. I think they already do have a similar thing, I'm pretty sure. But it is a really cool Warlord trait.
So I think you take I am Alfarius, and then you've got the other ones I don't really like that much, except for Master of Diversion. Now I'm going to quickly skip to the stratagem to explain why. So you take I am Alfarius, always. That's like your blanket Warlord trait, right? But then you've got one CP, you've got a stratagem called We Are Alfarius. And that means before the battle, after nominating your Warlord, select one Alpha Legion character model from your army that's not your Warlord and determine one Warlord trait for it. It is regarded as your Warlord for the purpose of the Warlord trait. So, one CP, guys. You're going to take I am Alfarius, and then you use We Are Alfarius to give another guy Master of Diversion, which is at the start of the first battle round, but before the first turn begins, select up to 3 other friendly Alpha Legion units on the battlefield. You can remove them and redeploy them. Using their regular deployment rules. They can't go outside.
Redeploy is so powerful.
But it says if you redeploy a transport, all units remain embarked. So you can have 3 transports that you can just redeploy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I like that.
You know when your Warlord dies and another character becomes, do you get to select that character, or is it random?
No. You can immediately select another Alpha Legion model.
That's really cool. It's really cool for like Smash Captains.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you can load him up with
whatever you want.
Yeah.
Send him in there. He dies, but it doesn't matter.
Because he gets another Warlord trait as well as this one, right? So if he could get something cool, and then you
from the Chaos book, yeah.
From the Chaos book, and then you send him in, smash something up, and then another guy becomes your Warlord.
Yeah.
So and then he gets the buff as well. So you just kind of send it in waves of guys with cool buffs on them.
We are Alfarius.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so that Master of Diversion is really nice. I think that's a really good Warlord. To redeploy 3 units at the start of the first battle round is awesome. Yeah. And then you've got... So, guys, this is the Legion where every stratagem is mint. So I'm going to quickly go through them because I know them all off by heart. Like, quickly. Okay. 4 operatives, 1 CP. Use it as many times as you want during deployment. Your units can move 9 inches before the game. Mm-hmm. That's brilliant because you can redeploy and then move 9 inches with loads of guys. Yeah. So you can deploy to the back your opponent can deploy the front line because they think you're out of threat range. You go in first, so you just go, I'll redeploy to the front, and I'll move 9, and then I'll move, and then I'll warp time, and then I'll jump. So we are Alfarius.
Yeah, catch a lot of people out.
So that's forward operatives, guys. Then you've got reminiscent infiltration, which is 1 CP. You can pick a unit of yours at the end of your movement phase, I believe. When is it? Yeah, at the end of your movement phase, you pick one of your units. As long as there are no enemy units within 3 inches of them, you can put them in reserve. So you can pick your unit up from the board, put it in reserve, bring it down next movement phase, 9 inches away. How cool is that?
It's really cool because you can just keep doing that, right? You keep cycling that around. Does it? It doesn't say. Because also, what I'm thinking is, right, you do this turn 3 or turn 4.
Then they come in turn 4.
And then they come in
turn 4 and they come in turn 5.
Yeah. So it doesn't
The
say.
only thing it says, if the battle ends before the unit is set back up, it is destroyed.
Yeah. But I wonder how the matched play thing of if you have anything in reserve after turn 3.
I believe
It's
if
destroyed.
anything from reinforcements has not been deployed on the battlefield.
Yeah.
But they start off deployed on the battlefield.
Exactly, yeah. So I wonder if
doesn't
that.
count for them.
I wonder if that just avoids.
Because otherwise they wouldn't write this line, would they? If the battle ends before the unit is set back up, it is destroyed.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it overrules that, right?
Cool.
So that's quite nice, yeah?
Yeah, really.
And then you've got Conceal for 2 command points. It's Cloud of Flies, basically. You can pick one unit in your army and they can't be shot unless they're the closest visible target.
Yeah.
How insane is that?
Really good.
Really good. You use that on like a unit of 3 obliterators. And then what's brilliant is Ambush. I think Ambush is probably one of the most powerful stratagems that I've seen, actually. 2 command points, you get an 18-inch range or spec scan, basically. So if an enemy unit comes in within 18 inches of one of your units, you can shoot it as if it were your shooting phase. And that's it. Shoot it as if it were your shooting phase. So no minuses to hit.
Yeah.
Like everybody else is -1 to hit when they do that, right?
Yeah.
But they're not. And it's 18 inches. You can select a unit that comes in within 18 inches and you can shoot it. Now that's really good, isn't it? So that's really, really good. And then you've got Feigned Retreat, which is you can fall back with a unit and still shoot for 1 CP. We are Alfarius, which is the extra Warlord trait. Sabotaged Armory. I love Sabotaged Armory. One of my favourite strategies.
This is so Alpha Legion. I love it.
So Alpha Legion's brilliant. So you use this when an enemy unit is destroyed, but before the explosion roll is rolled. Your opponent has to add 3 to the explosion roll, and they can't re-roll it.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to re-roll the explosion roll. So you're adding 3 to it, meaning that their vehicle's going to blow up on a 3+. Now imagine what that does to Knights.
I think you've got to think Imperial Knights, right? But you don't see that many Imperial Knights. But you do see.
But it's brilliant on Imperial Knights because your stratagem to get back up only works if you're not exploded. So you go, I'm going to do this on you. On a 3+, you can't get back up.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't re-roll it.
Oh, that sucks for Tyrannus Knights. But I think there's so many either Primaris vehicles which sit in gun lines and do D6 mortal wounds when they die.
Yeah.
But also, think of these Iron Hands and Imperial Fist planes that sit in a corner, all clumped up together, trying to sit out of range. If you can kill one and blow it up, you're doing mortal wounds to all of them.
Everyone,
That's an awesome
I think
CP.
that's brilliant.
It's fluffy. It's fluffy and it's wicked.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And the last one, you've got a Scrambled Coordinates, which is use it in your opponent's movement phase when an enemy unit is set up on the battlefield, but before it's placed on the battlefield, the unit must be set up more than 12 inches away from Alpha Legion units rather than 9. For 1 CP, you can make a 1 unit that you really don't want to get into you deploy 12 away.
Yeah, really good.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's really good because what you do is like you play something like Gene Stealer cults. They come in with their acolytes and then they go, "I'm going to use that awesome thingy." What's it called when they can perfect ambush?
Okay.
So they're going to move D6 inches, so they're only like 5 away from you or something, and then you go, okay, that's cool. Then their aberrants come in, and you go, aberrants 12 away. So the aberrants just can't get in, and then they're just sitting there out in the open, or you just do it on 1 squad, and you go, because I mean, you only have like 2 to 3 acolyte squads, and then an aberrant squad, or 2 acolyte squads and 2 aberrant squads. So the minute one of them can't get into you,
it's paper.
Yeah.
And that's a quarter of their striking force, like not getting in. So I think that's huge for 1 CP.
Yeah.
So I think that's huge. Yeah.
The only thing I will say is that you've got so many awesome stratagems there. Chaos, as an army, struggles to hold on to its CPs anyway, because it's already got so many good stratagems.
Good stratagems, yeah.
So, although they're amazing, and you will think, oh my god, that's incredible, why have they got all that? You'll very rarely see all of those being used.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think Chaos lose their stratagems because at the moment you have to put Havocs in your army, then you have to put Zangor in your army that you need. You need to buy the relic for the Dark Matter Crystal. Then you need to pay save CPs for their charge rolls.
Yeah.
Then you need to spend 2 to fight again with them, and spend 1 to put veterans of them.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'll be taking Zangors anymore.
But then you've got the Veterans of the Long War. You've got the fight twice or shoot twice.
And that's it. Really, for Chaos Marines.
Oh, but then you've got their detachments and stuff that they take as well.
Yeah.
And their relics and...
Because you'll take the Devastation Battery.
Yeah.
Because Havocs with these... with conceal and ambush will be really good, and shooting twice and +1 to wound. Havocs with all of this are going to be insane, I think. So they will use a lot. But Chaos can get like 2 to 3 battalions in, which is quite nice.
True.
So that is quite nice. And I mean, none of these, if they just say if your army is Battleforged and includes any Alpha Legion detachments, you gain access to these stratagems. So it's not for being complete Alpha Legion.
So you can take those, those Red Corsairs? Where you get the
extra CPs
and stuff?
Yeah, because their battalion gives them 8.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So you get 3 plus 8, that's 11.
Yeah.
Then you have a Devastation Battery, but put 3 units of Cultists in there.
Yeah.
So you're up to 16.
Yeah.
There you go, you're sorted. And then you can put Zangor in if you want and go up to 21.
Why the devil not?
So that's pretty good. And then there's relics. I think the ones that you would take is Mind Veil. So at the start of your movement phase, if a model with this relic is on the battlefield, you roll 3d6, and that's what their move characteristic becomes until the end of the phase. But they can move across models and terrain as if they were not there. Now I think that's absolutely amazing because it doesn't say infantry model only. So you can do this on like a Lord Discordant. And I think that was the worst thing about Lord Discordants is you wanted to hide them behind ruins and stuff so they couldn't be seen. But then they would have to march around a wall to get there.
Yeah.
Not anymore. An Alpha Legion one, which is -1 to hit because he's Alpha Legion, will just go flying straight over that wall and just get warp timed and move again and then charge. So I think they could be really good.
Yeah, really good.
So I like the Mind Veil. And the only other one that I really, really like is the Hydra's Whale. I think that's pretty cool. You can make a guy a Calidus for a battle round, to be fair. You can make your opponent spend extra CPs on a 4+, which is good against Marines.
They have this stratagem to take more relics, sort of, don't they?
Chaos guys? I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah. And the Viper's Bite's quite nice. It's that 4-shot bolter I was telling you about. So it's rapid fire 2, but it's a model with a combi bolter. So you put it on like a Terminator Lord.
Yeah.
So he always gets 4 shots with it, even at long range.
Yeah.
And then it's strength 5, -3, flat 2 damage. Good against Marines.
Yeah, really.
Good against Marines, yeah. So, there you have it, guys. Alpha Legion are the best. So, any of them called Alfarius? Can you get Alfarius on here? Because they're all Alfarius, right?
I mean, they missed a trick there, didn't they? Just list Alfarius on every single one of them.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done there.
Yeah.
Everyone would have appreciated that.
Yeah. There's some cool names on here. Some of them are numbers.
It just been... what?
23-7.
Oh, right.
So, go on, generate yourself a name tag.
I've dropped one of the dice.
See if you can get a cool one. Oh, God, have you?
I've dropped one of the dice.
God, guys. Oh, my God, bro. This must be our longest video, I think, of a Codex review.
Yes.
But it is 3 codexes in one, isn't it? That's hopping and popping already. 54. Retrin. 52. Retrin Herzog. Not that good.
Alfarius, obviously.
34. Fedjar. I Fedjar yesterday. 24. Inerus. Fedjar Inerus. Oh, I was one off X 632. And 2 off of the Ghost Code.
Oh, no way.
The name could have been like
Weird,
Kylan of the Ghost Code.
That's quite strange.
The Whisperer. Legion. Is there one like the Stroker? Or the Pedo? The Whisperer. The Ghost Code.
The Whisperer.
Whisperer. Okay, yeah, that's them. Iron Warriors. Okay, guys, so I didn't actually read through these because I don't really like Iron Warriors. But according to Andy over at D6 Evolution, these guys are the bomb.
Interesting.
And I didn't even look at them. So, Warlord traits, cold and bitter. When you take morale test, they automatically pass morale.
Iron Warriors are the equivalent of Imperial Fists, right? So they ignore cover when they shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so ignore cover and they shoot. That's pretty good as it is, yeah. Demon Smith. When resolving an attack made by a model by a friendly Iron Hands, Demon Engine, or Warrior Cult of Destruction unit within 6 inches of its Warlord, unmodified rolls of 6 score an additional hit. Exploding 6s. But it's not on like bolters, it's just on like all their guns with Demon Engines and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's quite nice. Iron without 6 up, feel no pain on your Warlord. I think that's it really. Oh, this is quite cool. Siege Master. When resolving... It's not again. Oh, it's against vehicles, yeah. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model in a friendly Iron Warriors Havocs or Iron Warriors Vehicles unit within 6 inches of this Warlord, reroll wound rolls of 1. Oh,
Nice.
it's a lieutenant.
Yeah.
These guys don't have lieutenants.
So you can take a Warlord trait instead.
To be a lieutenant, yeah. Friendly Iron Warriors units do not suffer the penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons whilst they're within 6 inches of this Warlord.
Nice. Well, we all know how that works.
That's the one. That's the one. So, their Warlord traits, their thingies, stratagems. Use a stratagem in any phase when a model in an Iron Warriors unit would lose a wound. Roll a d6 for each wound. Your 6 up feel no pain for 1 CP for a phase. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when an Iron Warriors unit from your army is chosen to shoot with. Select one of the following effects. You can reroll the damage roll, or you can reroll the number of dice to determine how many shots they get.
Oh, so obliterators, right? Obliterators?
No, they have a damage characteristic, don't they?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because they become like damage 3.
Damage something. Oh, right, I see.
They're damage D3.
Oh, okay.
So they're like you roll a D3, and then that becomes their damage for that shooting volley. They don't do damage rolls.
Okay.
So it's like a las cannon unit, I'm guessing. Like those Havocs from the Devastation Battery that do like wounding vehicles on 2s with Veterans of the Long War.
Oh, yeah.
And then they can reroll all of their damage.
They can reroll the damage, yeah, that's good.
Nice, yeah.
That's nice.
Dower Duty. Use a stratagem in your opponent's shooting phase or your charge phase when the Iron Warriors unit is chosen as an attack.
Yeah, that's a bit
AP
meh.
-1.
Repair a vehicle, 3 wounds, that's a bit meh.
Bitter Enmity. Oh, they get something special against Imperial Fist. Cannon fodder. Use the stratagem at the start of your opponent's shooting phase. Select one Iron Warriors infantry unit from your army. Then select one friendly Iron Warriors cultist unit, wholly within 6 inches of that unit. Until the end of that phase, enemy models cannot target that Iron Warriors infantry unit if the selected Iron Warriors Chaos Cultist unit is a closer visible target.
Okay, so what size squads can you take cultist units in?
30.
30.
So you can put 30 cultists in front of your guys.
Okay.
No, they're still better as Alpha Legion, I think.
Oh, yeah, you just make them untargetable.
Untargetable.
Yeah.
Unless if anyone is closer.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
probably still better.
This is this one here. You can re-roll the wound rolls.
Against vehicles? Select one enemy vehicle unit?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's enemy vehicle. You can re-roll.
All Iron Warriors reroll wound rolls against that
That's a
vehicle.
pretty good one.
It's pretty good.
What's this one? Should we miss this one? When you select
Obliterated. Until the end of that phase, you can reroll any or all D3 rolls made for that unit's flesh metal guns.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's really good.
That's the one.
That's wicked. Ignoring cover, and they get to re-roll all
on strength, AP, and damage.
That really helps with the randomising of that.
That's really, really good. Oh, that's what you're on then. Rampant Technovirus.
Interesting.
And they're infantry, right? Obliterators. So you could put cultists in front of them
Okay.
to keep them alive.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that's quite nice, actually. Well, that's really nice. I mean,
loads of Imperial fists in the meta as well.
Yeah, that's good. Are these any good? You gain demon and +1 strength and toughness on wounds. Model with this relic can use the thingy instead of shooting. Roll 1d6 for each enemy vehicle within 9 inches. On a 4 to 5, the unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. On a 6, they suffer 3 mortal wounds. It's quite nice if you can get into the middle of an enemy bubble of vehicles.
Planes, I suppose.
Spite Spitter, model with a combi bolter, again like Terminator Lord. Strength 5 -3 d3 damage. It's alright. Techno Venomous Mecha Tendrils, Warpsmith only. When the bearer fights, it makes 4 additional attacks with this weapon, and only those 4 attacks can be made with this weapon. If you get a hit, the target suffers a mortal wound and the attack sequence ends. So you get 4 attacks with this weapon, and any of them that hit do a mortal wound.
That's pretty cool.
You can do like 4 mortal wounds on something. It's quite nice.
Tasty.
Axe of the Forge Master.
Okay.
That's a nice axe. Strength +3, -3, flat 2 damage. Okay. That's what they get. Name. What's your name, Dan?
Nearly started this.
Tredusk.
31-46.
Tredusk of Netramore. Yeah, your name's crap, mate.
Why are we doing these?
Because they are aspirin. 66! Detrus.
That was awful time in the end.
Detrus. 36. Anorex. I'm anorexic.
You wish.
I'm not, I'm just funny. I tried to conceal my name there. True Alpha Legion, me. True Alpha Legion. Emperor's Children? Emperor's Children are a bit meh.
Yeah, they're okay.
A bit meh.
They've got a couple of cool stratagems, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean,
that's about it.
Rerolling your charge and getting +1 strength and attack on your warlord's pretty nice.
I'm trying to remember what Emperor's Children get as just a chapter benefit.
I don't know what they get.
Oh God, I don't think I've got the Chaos block on here either.
I like Unbound Arrogance. That's my favourite warlord trait, just because it's funky. When you choose your warlord to fight with, you both secretly note a number down between 1 to 3.
Yeah.
So you just turn the dice over to either 1, 2, or 3, and you both reveal them simultaneously. If your opponent has a different result to you, you get that many extra attacks. So 1, 2, or 3 extra attacks. I think that's really nice.
That's good. Yeah,
I think you put that on your warlord, yeah. And then their best stratagem is called Honour the Prince. That's incredible. 1 CP.
Now, why this is not a world eater stratagem,
I
I have no idea. I mean, when they're sitting in these meetings and they're dividing these up, how is this given to the Emperor's Children instead of world eaters?
Because they honour the prince. Oh, they always fight first. That's their chapter thing.
Oh, that's rubbish.
That's nice.
It's nearly as bad as word bearers reroll their morale.
No, I think that's really good.
Yeah, they always fight first, unless the opponent.
Yeah, so it means your opponent can only ever charge with 1 unit.
But then you can interrupt anyway, right?
Yeah, but then they charge you and you go, I fight next, and I interrupt. So you fight with 1 unit, then I hit you back with 2.
So situational.
No, I don't think so, man. I think with the state of the game at the moment, where like aberrants and acolytes, you want to get like 3 units in at the same time. You can't anymore.
Have you not heard the chapter approved room? You never going to see G-Stealer cults.
Make these guys look cool.
You're not going to see G-Stealer cults for a year. Like a whole year.
Yeah, but
you'll not see a single player.
Centurions. You get like 3 units of Centurions in, but only 1 can fight, and then the other 2 will get interrupted on. Just saying. Just saying. So yeah, Honour the Prince, guys, absolutely phenomenal. 1 CP, one of the best stratagems in this book. Use it in your charge phase after making a charge roll. For an Emperor's Children, Slanesh unit from your army, you can change the result of one of the D6 rolled to a 6. So you just go.
Because Emperor's Children, they're known for their really good charging, right?
Yeah.
They charge a lot, and they're really angry, and they cover a lot of ground when they
No, not angry. They charge in with precision. Whereas like a world eater might charge into a wall and fall over.
He would beat the crap out of that wall, though.
Yeah, but he'd probably fall short by 6 inches from the guy that he wanted to hit.
in one of the books, Angron gets so angry he just starts swinging and he starts going downwards because he doesn't even know what direction he's facing. And he just starts going downwards and tunneling, and then he gets lost because he doesn't know which way he's up. And he's just lying there like, oh, bugger. I don't know.
Beast. Yeah, but see, these guys wouldn't do that. These guys would nimbly hop over like a crater and charge into exactly what they needed to. I mean, because they're master swordsmen like Lucius, guys. Every guy's like Lucius. That's why they got that. But no, I do agree with you. That should have been given to World Eaters. Yes, I really hate the fact that World Eaters have been given. They're next guys, and they're the last legion in this book. Mm. They're very, and I think that's the order they did it in.
Yeah, it is.
I think they wrote this book, and then they just went, "What have we not given to everyone else? Oh, just give it to World Eaters." Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But there's nothing left.
Exactly. So actually, these guys are not too bad because they've got like excruciating frequencies, which is really nice. So when you shoot with noise marines, you can add one to the strength and damage characteristic of blastmasters, sonic blasters, and doom sirens that models in those units are equipped with, which is really nice. Mm. Adding one to the strength and damage is awesome, and they can fire twice because they'll be Slanesh if they're Emperor's children, right? Mm. So I think that's incredible, and you'll get +1 strength and +1 to wound with veterans.
Yeah. The good thing is as well, though, this isn't like pick a noise marine unit. It says use this strategy in your shooting phase when an Emperor's noise marine unit from your army is chosen to shoot with.
So it is for one unit.
Oh, it is. Oh, who was I talking to that was saying it was?
Oh, all noise marines. Yeah. Oh no! It's one noise marine.
Oh, that's disappointing. Then 1 unit. +1 strength. What they then? Strength 5. 2 damage.
Strength 5, 2 damage. But blastmasters are like las cannons or something, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're flamers. Blastmasters are flamers.
The
strength 6, -3, 2 damage flamers.
Yeah, the one's really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
But
yeah.
Oh, okay. I was talking to someone and he was like, oh yeah, you take 3 squads of them now, obviously.
And the other one that I really, really like is Tactical Imperfection. So you can redeploy.
Right.
Use it at the start of the first battle round, so you can use it as many times as you want. So in ways, it's better than the Alpha Legion one because you could do it to like 8 units.
Mm.
You could redeploy like 8 units.
Yeah, sure.
So it's pretty good. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. So that's them, and I mean the relics aren't really that good.
Enemy units cannot fire Overwatch.
A model with this relic. If an enemy unit fails a morale test, can't fire Overwatch at this model.
Can be pretty game changing.
It's okay. I mean, I prefer this one. When resolving an attack made by a model with this relic, you can re-roll the hit roll, you can re-roll the wound roll, and when a charge roll is made, you can re-roll the result. So you can re-roll charges, you can re-roll to hit, and you can re-roll to wound.
Mm.
That's pretty good. I like a smash captain.
Yeah.
So smash lord, sorry, shall I say? So that's okay. And then we've got she did his name generator. Neil's not even telling us who's got better names, so should we just bin it off now? Should bin it off, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's
just bin it off. Yeah. Okay. I think. Let me have a look. Can you be Khan? Can you be Khan in the World Eaters one? Because if you can, then we're gonna have to roll for that.
It's got to be the Betrayer, right? Oh, there's the Butcher.
Oh, the Cleaver, the Blooded. Okay, we've got to roll for World Eaters. But yeah, so on to World Eaters, guys. Last Legion in this book. They're just... Are they even worth going through?
Let's go. I mean, you've got to pick one Warlord trait, right?
Yeah, Advance or Charge. You get +1 to Advanced or Charges within 6 inches. I think that's the one you go for.
Oh, even that's a bit crap.
Yeah, True Berserker's nice. When resolving an attack made with a melee weapon against this model, halve any damage. So you halves damage in combat.
Yeah.
See? I think that Violent Urgency is the best. +1 to Advance or Charge for all World Eaters within 6. It's quite nice. I think you do that on like Corn Berserker. Can you advance and charge with World Eaters? Never mind. Stratagems! Scorn of Sorcery! Oh yeah, they can deny powers of 4+. Don't they already have that?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they got nothing! This had me going. 1 CP, kill, maim, burn. I was like, yes. these guys are going to like advance and charge. CP.
No. Use this stratagem in the fight phase before you consolidate with a World Eaters unit. Until the end of that phase, each model can consolidate 6 inches. Not even pile in.
The worst thing is like
Just consolidate 6 inches.
White Scars can consolidate 12 inches.
Because obviously they're angrier than World Eaters. You know what I mean?
They just do it better, right?
Apoplectic Frenzy is quite nice. You can move your units 9 inches before the game, like Alpha Legion, but Alpha Legion just do it better because they'll redeploy and then they'll do it. Oh, Neil said roll for Emperor's Children. Come on, Dan, roll for Emperor's Children. No, roll for Emperor's Children. What's your name?
Oh my god. 41. 46.
Julianis. We're going to go with Julianis. Julianis. Racekinus. You leave skid marks, mate.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Skid mark, mate. Your skid mark. I want a 66. Solomon sounds cool. Oh, 24. Trevolian. Oh, Trevolian. Trevolian Peristoclade. Yeah. Oh. Well, I'm alright. At least my name's not Skid Mark. You're Skid Mark.
Stoke the Nails.
Stoke the Nails.
Right.
That was okay. Until the end of the phase, your Death to the False Emperor goes off on any unit rather than just Imperium. So you get Death to the False Tyrannid, Death to the False Orc.
And when targeting Imperium,
it goes off
on a 5+. That's quite nice.
Yeah.
I like that one.
It's alright. I mean, it's alright. It's alright.
Blood for the Blood God. Use a strategy in the fight phase.
Enemy unit is destroyed as a result of an attack. All your morale tests are automatically passed.
2 CPs though, man. Why 2 CP for that?
It's called Blood for the Blood God. I thought that'd be like fight 3 times.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Why are you just passing morale? What's that? Red Butchers is quite nice. I like that one. You can put it on a Terminator unit and they get Blood for the Blood God. What?
They gain this ability, Blood for the Blood God. This unit can fight twice in each fight phase instead of only once. You can only use the strategy once per battle.
So you can only put it on one turn.
So they just become, your Terminators become a
Corn Berserker
unit.
They become turny berserkers. You get berserker Terminators.
Awesome.
And then they can really mess stuff up. Yeah, not getting advanced in charge of travesty. Manny wins. It's nothing new to hear to you nowadays, is it? Skid Mark.
I'm used to it.
It's alright, Skidders. It's alright, Skidders. The Crimson Killer's pretty nice. It's a plasma pistol with strength 9, -3, flat 3 damage.
Why is it a plasma pistol? Does it still kill them on a 1?
Yeah, it's a plasma pistol.
Resolving an attack, an unmodified wound roll of 4+
Affects them all.
So if you roll a 4+ with it, you do 4 damage. You die when they fire it, but it's only 1 shot.
Oh yeah, otherwise it'd be in this, wouldn't it? It replaces the plasma pistol, yeah. So it doesn't die. They don't die, but they do flat 4 damage when they roll a 4+ to wound. That's nice. Yeah. The Gorefather, strength 6 basically, -2 flat 3 damage.
We've got a banner that adds on to attacks, but once per game.
Oh, wicked! Yeah, cool.
When an enemy model is destroyed in the fight phase, as a result of an attack made by a model with this relic, roll a d6 on a 4+. The model with this relic regains up to 1 wound.
Add 2 to the strength characteristic of this relic. The start of your charge phase of a model with this relic is within 8 inches of any enemy unit. It must declare a charge.
Terrible.
World Eaters are crap, guys. World Eaters are crap. But okay, so we're going to roll for names here, but you've got to keep your first name now.
Oh.
Okay. So, you've got to keep your first name. So your name is Dan, and then we're going to see if you're like Dan the Destroyer, or if you're just Dan Rex or something.
14.
Dan the Maimer.
The Maimer?
Oh, that's crap, mate. That's crap, mate. That's crap. The Maimer. 22. The Reaper.
Oh,
Dynamite or Manny the Reaper.
Neil, I know he wins. That's it. You don't have to
the Reaper, guys. I will leave you on that note. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll be back on Monday Night Mashup, and it will be on Monday.
Monday night.
We're going to do it on Monday again, guys. So we're back for Monday Night Mashup for everyone that's an Elite member. If you're not an Elite member, I don't really care about you, so... I'll be talking all about sisters. Going to be opening up this baby codex right here, and these sexy girls are going to come out with all their rules, and they're going to dazzle us with how good they are, because they are actually really good.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, the wrapper is still on the book, so I haven't opened it to see exactly what they do, but I will be before Monday, obviously, and I've heard that they're really good.
Yes.
So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I mean, we've stayed up for so long doing this video.
We've got so much work to do.
Appreciate. But yeah, see you later, guys. Take care.
See you guys.
Yay! Neil, Manny wins. See you later, guys.